wall insulated.
Mm-hmm.
It's rewashable.
Ooh.
So that means it doesn't sweat. I'm gonna need another one though.
It's so fancy.
Oh yes, very. I'm a fancy man. I'm a fancy lad.
Oh, hold on. I need to change the overlays. So I guess while we're doing all that, hello, hi, hey everybody, how are you doing? There we go. What's good, everybody? It's your boy Marcus Summers, Major Linux, and you know what time it is. It is time once again for another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for July 1st, 2021. Of course, I'm joined this week and every week by Kev. It's your boy Kev in the building.
Hey.
I'm joined this week and any week he so chooses. Sinziak's in the building.
Greetings and salutations, citizens.
Of course, Anka cannot join us again this week. We hope that everything is well and looking forward for her to join us whenever she can. Always the go. Thank you so much. Whew. I'm exhausted. I've done nothing this entire week, and I'm like, you know what? Doing absolutely zero is exhausting. How are y'all been? How are y'all been this week?
This week has been a busy week.
And see, now I feel bad for complaining that I'm exhausted for doing nothing.
I played myself a game. There are some things to be said about the game, but that is a discussion for a different day.
Oh, I think I know what the game you're talking about, Said. I definitely seen you play it.
It was a rough time. It sure was a rough time.
Yeah.
Okay, so, we're not going to do too much here, but I will say one thing, which is the following. Dear developers everywhere, there is a lot that y'all can do when it comes to telling a story with the game that doesn't require you to villainize people in the way that you do. And I am begging you on any level to please do better, because now I'm sitting here like, how do I tell y'all? Like, do y'all have a forum? Is there an email address I could use? Do I need to hit y'all with a Google form? Because I have a small essay over here.
Here's some charts and graphs. I made a PowerPoint presentation. Let me tell you about yourself. See, in these slides, we have this. And in these slides, what we want you is what I would like for you to do better going forward.
And this was the most charitable way I could think of to tell you. But that was Monday. Tuesday, I was doing the tabletop things. It was like the last run of a series of tabletop games from Wesselhausen, and raising money for Trans Lifeline, as like the final hurrah for Pride Month. And they managed to like hit their goal and then go past it a little bit, so we wound up with about 2K that evening by the time we got to the end of it.
Nice.
It was, good times, raised some monies, got to the end of a murder mystery. The murderer got away, but it's fine.
Damn.
No, it's not. Like, it's one of those things like, if you've ever played Among Us and you're just like, damn it, the killer got away kind of thing. It was like that level of salt, but it was like overall fun, would do again. Lovely people to play with. And now we're here. And here. Major and Kevin can see this, but not y'all. I tried. Like, this week.
I mean,
I decided to just... This is going to sound...
Everybody can see it. They may not be able to read it.
this is going to sound minor, but like I may have decided to read some things. So I just was like, what's this and what's this and what's this and what's this? And so looking forward to sharing that. And welcome to July the 1st. For those of y'all who are removing rainbow logos and clothing and all this other stuff that y'all had out, y'all still have like 335 days to go to still recognize that all of these people still exist.
Yep.
Still exist.
We're still out here. We're still out here. So
Doing
enjoy that.
Mm-hmm.
Enjoy that. P.S. If you're looking for your next the next kind of wave of things to get on, you know, like this is Disability Pride Month. October is going to be Black History Month for the UK. So go ahead and gear up for that. It was October. It's weird. Black History Month in the UK specifically is in October. It's February here.
Right. Yep. So
I thought you said August. I thought you were saying that. I'm asleep. Excuse me. I'm gonna go back here. I'm gonna just lay back down. Right. It's gonna be great.
Major's devoid of rest.
So much.
Major, we love you. Please take care of yourself. Please take care of yourself. Don't make us do it. We will shut the whole channel down. You understand this?
It's right? All the Naked and Afraid is what it is. Like, I've done nothing but been watching Naked and Afraid with my wife for like the past like 2-3 weeks.
Oh, you've been hitting that Discovery Plus. I'll tell you right there with that Discovery Plus, you don't think you need it until you see every episode of the Property Brothers, and I'm thinking like, well, there goes my weekend.
Now I've gotten to
tanks, and I've been loving every minute of it, bro.
I've gotten to a point where I'm cheering for the countries. I don't care about the people. I do not care. Like, I shouldn't say that about humanity. I love humanity. I do. But when you were sending
about the celebrities here,
it's like when you're sending people over to try to colonize a place. Like,
come on.
Yeah, I'm good. Master. I hope Africa kills all of you.
Okay, quiet as it's kept for like half a second. Do y'all remember when, like a year or two back, there was some news that some people pulled up on this island with the tribal people who have lived in isolation to themselves, and they were just like, people were like, hey, we're coming over there. They came in a helicopter, and these people went with a straight up spear and said, nah, homie, turn that around. We don't need that over here. Go home. That's your warning shot. And they straight up sent someone in a boat right after that, and sure enough.
And then they had the audacity to be like,
they died off the shore.
And then those folks had the audacity to be like, how dare they kill this man? Like, they told y'all not to show up, but you did.
Go over there.
No, like, have you ever, like, this is us black people going, didn't they tell your bitch ass to turn around and go home? Didn't they tell your punk ass not to come outside? I told you not to come over here.
It was literally like, if fuck around and find out was an island, that's what happened. It was literally like, did they not tell your goofy? First of all, it took a whole bunch of like issues to get over there, because it's like it's in the sphere of the influence of India. India says don't go over there. The locals that live in the area on the habitable island say don't go over there.
And it was a place that is known for people being hostile to people that are not from there coming over there.
Right. So they were like, no. They were like, no. And so when they went up there to try to colonize and bring teach the locals the quote unquote new ways, and they got obliterated. And when they went to go get the obliterated person, they couldn't, and they were like, well, I guess we're just gonna have to leave them there. Okay, sorry about that.
I saw this on Twitter today, and I thought I would share this wisdom with everyone listening to the podcast this evening. Fuck around is humid, but to find out is divine. Don't do it.
Can I get that on the pillow, please?
Right? Cross stitch.
When I'm 80 years old, that's gonna be in like that's gonna be on the settee of my house, and they be like, "Granddad, what's that says?" You know what it says. You know what it says, son. Fuck around and find out.
Mm.
hmm
We're gonna see. We should actually try to see if that's on a pillow somewhere.
Back,
I hope
back
it
in
is.
back in my day, there was a song called "If You Nuck If You Buck," son. And many people bucked, and old granddad had to nuck.
You know something? I'm waiting for Kevin to actually have to tell this story to somebody.
Mm. So I have to think about, I think about the continuity of like our parents and grandparents and stuff that they had to listen to when they were growing up, and I think about us and the further generations growing up and like becoming old and listening to the music that we loved growing up. So yes, it would definitely make sense for like a 70-year-old person a couple years from now playing "Nuck If You Buck."
You know something? I'm just sitting here thinking about how every generation of our families, no matter how far back, had at least one song that had that energy of being like, if you walk over here and you fuck around, you will find out. Like I think some like one, way back when it was like, "Don't mess around with Jim." That used to be like an old school song. I don't know if you've ever heard
Mhm.
that, but it's about this
Oh,
dude
no.
who is just kind of like, "Yo, I'm looking for somebody. I'm not here to bother anybody else. I want to talk to one person." And someone decided to step up and got wrecked in the middle of a bar. They said, "Don't spit into the wind and you don't mess around with Jim."
Mm. Hate to
But
see it.
like
Hate to see it.
some of the earlier generations, it was Wild Wild West, and I'm like, yeah. Mm-hmm. Letting you know.
Kev, what's been going on with you this
Mhm.
week?
Well, beyond, I think y'all pretty much have had a clear understanding of my update issues, where my computer has decided not only, hey, you're both getting the updates, but you're getting the updates, but you're not getting the updates. See, we don't know we have the updates, but we're getting the updates. So it's like so we're just being annoying. And I've like spent a good cool day trying to figure out what this thing is. I've literally had to tap into every piece of my IT training. I've gone into services, group policy, like
Ooh.
command. I had to go through admin command prompt. I ain't did this much.
You did. Please tell me you didn't have to hit Windows key R, type in CMD and enter in order
Right.
to do this.
I had
Oh
to
no.
I had to tap into all my good learning. And I had to tap into the learning of the ancestors to get this. I haven't used command prompt this much since my middle school days when I had to run games on MS DOS. Listen, listen. When I had to play games in Scrum, like Monkey Island. Listen.
Oh no, not this.
So that's what I'm. So when I tell you, I am struck. I am like, you know what? And okay, you gonna be hard headed, fine. It's just gonna be broken, fine. But as long as I can be able to play these games, I'll just fix you when I can. And I'm just gonna keep doing what I do until either Microsoft figures out what they want to do or they break out Windows 11. I don't even know at this point.
You better make sure your
I don't
computer can run
even.
it.
Oh, I think mine can. I think the specs will work. Might not look as pretty, but it might work.
Look, there's a story. There's a tool that should tell you, but will it? Find out.
Will it? We'll have to find out. So, and then of course and then the day I went to the doctor's office, they were like, yo, you good? Could you like, it was like the greatest hits. Lose weight, take these medicines, here's some refills, $20, please. Oh yeah,
Not
yeah, it's
great.
definitely COVID. Let me take it. Let me hit you with this infrared thermometer, aka look like you about to put two in the noggin when you do it. Like, so Yeah, did that, and I'm okay. I'm just resting, eating, eating. Probably not the best, but relaxing. I'm convalescing as I eat this uncrustable. But yeah. What else? Uh, Yakuza Like a Dragon is fun. Oh, so much fun. So much fun. I can't wait to, and also can't wait to try Bug Fables, because it's like if an indie developer made a game that looks like Thousand Year Door, Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, but it's also on Game Pass. I'm so can't wait to try that out. And that's it.
Cool, cool. Love how you just pulled that's Red Solo Cup just out of nowhere. It was just quick with a, all right, yeah.
Yep. And that's it.
Let's see. With me, early this week, got sick.
Oh, yeah.
Not early this week. Actually, it was Friday. Apparently, my son he had a little bug. Wife got it, and I was like, all right, look, y'all sick. I'm gonna stay as far the fuck away as I can. But I made that decision way too late, so that knocked me out on my ass. And I was like, you know what? I could try, like, man, I was like, I could try to push through this. I could try to do like a Flu Jordan situation. I was like, no, fuck this. I can't. Just no. I'm not stupid. I'm not young, hip, 20 something sitting there trying to push through the, this Twitch grind is real. I gotta do this. And no, fuck that. I'm a grown ass man doing grown ass things. So I'm gonna sit my ass down.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. Not me again.
Yeah, so I decided, like, look, I should be okay by Thursday. I am. So yeah, any streaming that I do will be on Thursday for like the next few weeks. I was planning on taking off next week anyway because I am going back into the office. So yeah. Excuse me.
Good too.
But some cool things are happening here. I updated my Pi-hole instance, so now it's on a new Raspberry Pi, not my very old one. I am now living the 100% beta life. I now have iOS 15, iPad OS 15, Watch OS 8, Mac OS Monterey, all this buggy ass shit on all my devices that I use for everything. So that's going to be fun. But yeah, just been naked and afraid. For the most part, been playing a shit ton of solitaire on my iPad because we sometimes can be our parents' children. There are some generational curses that we cannot break.
Oh God, love some solitaire. love some solitaire.
I can just sit there just quietly and just pull out the solitaire app and I'm just gone. Like for hours, I'm gone.
Yeah, Uno has become my solitaire, and then I found this game called Quinn, which is like if you thought Uno was too expensive, play Quinn. That thing is $2.50.
Is it on the iPad?
No, it's on PC.
Oh, see, looking for chill games to play while watching Naked and Afraid. That's where I'm at.
Well, Google
if I can somehow make my iPad float, I'd actually will play other games, but I'm just like, look, I just want to recline in this chair and just move things with my finger.
Listen, sometimes that's a mood. Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. However, I do have some documents I need to read, so I'm going to probably take care of that. But yeah, I guess I'll get into what's going on next week at the end of the show. Now, I want to talk about some tech news, some tech and gaming news. I know we were skirting around a whole bunch of it, but yeah, apparently that Windows 11 stuff, it spilled over into this week. So,
and it got worse. There were upgrades along the way.
Oh.
So yep. I'm gonna start off though. Oh, that's not it. See, damn it. See, yeah,
okay,
Windows.
So do we want to start there or do we want to end our section there? Because that one's pretty beefy.
Oh, the Windows 11 stuff. Oh, that's at the end. That's at the end. That's the end of tech news.
Okay.
All right. So where do we want to start today?
What is happening?
Okay. Well,
Are you okay?
we got.
Again, I think there's still some residual issues from when I updated Windows 10. Like, I'm now finding new scenes that I'm going into that I haven't been into yet, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we're still on that old shit." So,
When I tell you these updates is trying it.
but see, this is just a residual update because man, like all this shit is fucking carrying over from other things.
Yeah.
Anywho, starting off tech news this week by the thing, by actually news that was brought into us while we were, well, I specifically was getting lost in Conan. The WD MyBook Live is being remotely wiped, maliciously, apparently.
Ooh.
By a fairly new exploit. People were saying it was an old exploit, but apparently it was a new one. And yeah, sometime last week over in the WD community forums, it was being reported that people's network attack storage was being wiped. They just woke up and there was no data.
Ooh.
Let's see. Okay,
So
there may
yeah,
have been
let's
some
talk.
updates here.
Oh no, there were some about that. Like there were some people who woke up without those updates. So well, some people who woke up and found that there was nothing on their drives. Other people who were completely unable to access their drives altogether. And the information behind that is this has apparently been an issue since what was it? To that, like, like a documented, hey, we know exactly what this is issue since like 2019. And they were just kind of like, And then they said the most recent update was for this thing in 2021. But if you go to, like, there's a link in the article. If you go to it, there's a link at the bottom that says view the change log, and you can see how far back that log goes. It goes back to June of 2019. So y'all just sat here on this issue for 2 years knowing it was coming, but didn't think anybody would push the button. And I need y'all. Didn't you see what happened with the whole gas station thing? Like not even 2 months ago. I need y'all to learn. I need y'all to learn. This is not the time for this. Not like you got people dealing with technology on every level to the point that they're being drawn into Congress, and y'all thought this wasn't a good time for y'all to update, refactor, two-factor, and like beef up your security. Child, where?
When we are literally telling you.
Mind you, they said the issue was kind of like on again, off again in 2019, and someone put in a request for it to be analyzed. They came up with hey, here's the whole thing. If you look at the change log, they didn't even really change anything except to add like additional lines of commentary at most.
It seems like they still haven't fixed it. It seems like they still haven't fixed it because all they're telling people is just like, hey, disconnect your device.
No, and that's the thing. They literally have not.
They're just like, hey, yo, unplug that.
See, this is why I build my own shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I have a fucking MyBook, or I think that's what it is. I don't know, but it's not internet attached. Wouldn't do it now.
I mean, could you imagine these people who are supposed to be doing this security stuff looking at you with a straight face and then telling you, yep, that's definitely an issue. So the best thing that we can advise you at this time is to unplug your device from the internet.
Yep.
So sorry for your loss. So sorry.
Unrelatable content.
Sad. Terrible. Devoid.
So yeah, if you got one of these hard drives, I wish I had more news to tell you, but I don't.
Nope.
I mean, I'm sorry, we can't give you the scoop if they won't give us information.
In more bad news,
Oof.
carrier caught injecting SMS ad into Google verification code message.
I'm
Google.
pretty sure we told you on this podcast multiple times, but we'll tell you once again. SMS authentication should not be a thing for you. Google Authenticator is
Well,
Google.
there's that.
Google Authenticators here. Authy exists.
There is that, but this is a bigger issue. It's just that it got caught in a security message. The issue is there is a carrier that is actively injecting advertising into text messages.
Based out of Australia of all places, which is where I believe that analysis is coming from. And my question here for them is, what outcome were you expecting? Like, really, you put in a VPN ad in the middle of my text message when I'm trying to log into Gmail?
Because
what did you expect me to do with that?
To make your connection more secure.
You know that those things that you get for those pop-ups that say your, like iPhone security is in danger, please do this, and it's a modal pop-up window that you could basically just close and ignore. That's what this feels like. And I'm like, why would you do this?
Yeah, so the article is action launcher developer Chris Lacey had tweeted that his Google verification code starts with a G, featured an SMS ad. The advertisement for a VPN included a quick message and a short URL. Excuse me. Google is investigating and looking into responsible Australian carrier. We've also reached out to the company for more details and to confirm that it's not adding SMS ads into the verification code process. But it is. Just why? Look.
What? Like, it's one of those things like, was it worth it? Because now you have to deal with consequences. Was it worth all of this? I feel like the answer is no. I really do. In my bones, answer is no.
Capitalism is looking very gross right now. Just so gross.
Very gross. Hella gross.
Okay.
In more Google news, Google Pay gains the ability to save and display COVID vaccination cards on Android.
And very specifically, without using a third-party application.
So
I'm kind of cool with that.
Eventually,
that'll be the major that's the major differentiator right there. So like Apple was able to, like, most of this is, based out of LA. Most of these things are. Apple had that for iPhone, but they partnered with a startup called Healthvana to do that back in December of 2020. And so the major difference here isn't necessarily, Android finally caught up, I guess, but very specifically that they are able to do that natively to their devices without a third-party provider. However, it also, if I remember correctly, doesn't have cloud storage. So if you want to update that information, you need to do that per Android device that you have, which is, I suppose, minorly inconvenient, but also really cool to just have, hey, this is in the device. I don't have to worry about having to do like a whole set of extra things in order to make that work.
What company did you say Apple was working with?
Healthvana.
Oh, the same thing. This is the same thing.
And I don't think, are you sure? Because I think the article mentions that they did not use a third-party app for this.
Individual example, Google provided Healthvana, a company specific to Los Angeles County, is seen offering a COVID vaccination card. And actually, that's literally what's in the image.
Is this, but for what? Is this is an Android?
Yeah, this is definitely Android. That is a Pixel.
So So what's the whole thing happening here then? Because
it's the same thing. It's the same thing. Like, they're providing that passes API with Google, and it's like same thing. Like, I forget what Apple's is. It's like, hey, you can you get like in your app, you can get access to these APIs to put whatever card in your wallet. Like I have my credit cards, I have my shopper discount cards in there. I have my
Loyalty
insurance
cards,
cards in there.
gift cards.
Yeah. Like that's what this is. So they're always
Right.
using third parties. Like, hey, you can like, it's pretty much like, hey, if you were to work with like your medical team or your like for Duke Health for me, like Duke Health could put in a specific card for me. They say, hey, I got the vaccine.
Right. Which,
Yeah. So this is, I mean, it's the same thing, and you know, hey, it's whatever.
yeah. Which
Works, it works.
Which I'm not mad at, because you could then, you can literally just take your phone
But-
and be like, hey, give me my free donut at Krispy Kreme's.
Or hey, let me on this
So
fucking
wait.
plane.
So
Yeah,
what's
yeah,
this?
let me on the
Okay,
plane,
so
yeah.
that makes this paragraph in the article kind of confusing. It's like at the beginning of paragraph 3 or what have you.
Yeah, so it's saying that with instead of it being in a specific app, it's in like, okay, let's just say even with iPhone, right? I double tap my side button and it pulls up my wallet app,
Yeah.
and all of my cards are in this app. Like you can even see, like that's my insurance card. That's my car insurance card.
Boy, you better edit that out of here.
All you
Whoop.
docs.
That
Just
I mean, y'all
doxing
gonna pay my
yourself in 4K.
car insurance? But yeah, like
We're gonna
that's
break
what
it
that
into
is.
Pay premiums. Mm-hmm.
okay, so basically they're using an API to integrate it into whatever
Yeah.
card thing they use.
So yeah, it is in this. So it is at a system level, but it's saying like, hey, instead of me having to open up my Healthvana
or
app,
something up.
I could just open up the card, like the card app on Google Pay to say, hey, there's a card you can scan.
Okay, so that's what I was thinking here, but I guess it's just instead of downloading the Health, it's still coming from Healthvana. but
Right.
Right.
It's just
doesn't
it's
have,
putting
like, a
them all in one
Healthvana app
place.
You don't have to use.
Right.
Yeah, it's just putting all your cards in one place. It's like, again, going to the grocery store, I can use the loyalty card and then use my payment card all within that same spot.
Mm-hmm. Yo, literally the way that I feel when I go to Dollar Tree and use Google Pay to pay for stuff that's on Dollar Tree gives me like a great sense of like, it's a good feeling.
No,
Yeah, so let me go
pull-
take my 30. Yeah, let me go take my $30 worth of dollar items. Hey, then with my Google Pay.
pull out the Apple Watch. Ding! That's right. I am from the future.
Mm-hmm.
I have no need for your silly plastic cards.
Mm-hmm. I have all my financial information on my phone. Boop.
And
That's
even
all
if I
require.
do have to use a card, mine's made of titanium.
Mm-hmm. Now hand me my purchases.
It's still weird. Like people handling the Apple Card though. It's like, why? Like it's like in drive-throughs now. Like people look like, what is this? Like, is this a fake card? Why do you just have this slab of metal?
Mm-hmm. That just does the same. That's the same thing with Amazon Prime cards. Like, why is it made out of aluminum? It doesn't bend. What kind of material is this?
It's vibranium, baby. Was good.
Mm-hmm. Use my Wakanda Visa card. Vibranium.
Never leave the
glows.
motherland without it. Oh my goodness. So ruin. So before we get there, before we get to those specific stories, I know we got one more before Microsoft gets to it. Before we get to the Microsoft stuff, Ruin says he's been using Windows 11. Eventually, I'm gonna get there.
I think I might.
Kev, look,
Yeah.
you already got to reinstall OS to begin with.
Yeah,
Look, you might as well just dive right in.
I might, but
Come back and tell us what you find.
oh, don't have me being the guinea pig now.
Look, I'll do Mac OS. You do Windows 11. It'll be great.
Yeah, if it allows like my Xbox app to calm the hell down every time I like do an install, instead of being like, we can't find any of these settings. You had the settings, yes, the first time I reboot. What you
Look,
mean you lost
but
them?
look, that's the thing too. Like because it's a beta, or because it's a preview, if shit breaks, then we know why it broke. We
Right?
can just
'Cause
blame
it's
it
like,
on the preview.
right. So it's like you broke, and you're the main thing for how many years? How many times you broke? I got to read 5-year articles to figure out what happened.
But see, you don't have to
Not
do
five,
that now.
not 5 years though.
You don't have to do that now. It's a brand new OS. You can help them write the new support documentation.
Ooh, okay. See, that just sent me somewhere. I have to talk about that today. I'm like responsible for managing a project board of trying to be like, how do we go about writing proper like documentation for processes? Child, I'm not. Oh,
I'm sorry.
no.
I'm sorry.
Are you though?
I am. I didn't mean to trigger you. I was
I'm-
going for Kevin.
Yeah, it triggered me.
I'm fine. I'm not about to have an episode, but who
Yeah.
today?
Yeah,
The way
it
that
was
we were
like,
just
yeah. Major was like Shax 2-for-1.
not this.
Kilton loves his metal card. Look, I love mine too. It's great. Like,
Yeah.
I remember when I got the Apple Card, I just like dropped it on the counter. I swear I did the counter.
Like blank. What?
That doesn't sound healthy.
This was for Micah. How did you break this?
All right, so the content warning on this one, I'm gonna try to avoid it, but if you do find this article, just a little content warning. They do briefly mention suicide. I'm not sure why they needed to mention that, but they did.
So they it's one of those things where they mention something to make their point that they really didn't have to, just for the
Yeah.
emotional effect. And it
Right.
was like, y'all didn't have to do all that.
Yeah, it was gross.
But if you look for that information related to this article, you'll find that, and so we rather you be warned.
Yeah, it's
Right.
in this one. I'm not sure if it's in others, but it is specific in this PC Gamer article.
Yeah. Let's not talk around it.
But in general,
Okay, so I just want to say this is one of those articles I have the most notes about. I have several questions.
wow, I figured it would have been.
Uh-oh.
I figured it would have been the Twitch one, but all right.
Oh no,
Um,
the Twitch one just has like 5 quick dashes because that's the one that I kept up with the most. But Robinhood was like, hold up, you did what? You did what for what reason? Why? Hold on, how does this make sense? So
So the Robinhood trading app got hit with a $70 million penalty for misleading customers.
fined by FINRA.
Yeah, sorry, the Financial Industry Regulatory Authority, though for reasons unrelated to GameStop. Gasp.
Indeed.
Um,
It's one of those. I think GameStop was a symptom of this, and we talked about that before in an offhanded way. It was. I'm going to use a term here that I know has floated around in this group before. It's the Negro Domus effect. It's one of those, we knew what we were talking about before we found out we knew what we were talking about. I'm gonna let you keep reading for a second because, like I said, I have notes.
FINRA has ordered Robinhood's owners to pay a fine of $57 million and $12.6 million plus interest and restitution to its customers for what it calls systemic supervisory failures and significant harm. The Robinhood trading app profited from the increased popularity of retail day trading during the COVID-19 pandemic and the associated rise of meme stock trading organized by communities of speculators like the Wall Street Bet subreddit. Between March of last year and now it's gone from 13 million users to 31 million. FINRA's press release described the penalty as the largest it's ever leveraged and explained the size of the fine and restitution was arrived at after considering the widespread and significant harm suffered by customers, including millions of customers who received false or misleading information from the firm, millions of customers affected by the firm's systems outages in March 2020, and thousands of customers the firm approved to trade options even when it was not appropriate for the customers to do so. Boy.
Oh, and somehow there's more information here. It gets worse.
So I'm trying to, I was trying to be careful to move past that one bit. That's what I was taking things slowly. Robinhood subsequently published a blog post about meeting our responsibilities to customers that explained it was expanding its customer support and communication, as well as correcting buying power displays, cash balances, including negative cash balances, historical performance figures, and customer communications regarding the risk of loss in debit spread transactions.
All right. So I have unfurled this book of receipts. So everything that Linux just said on point. That's what the fines are for. Misleading info on trades on margin, what their account. Could you imagine having an investment app and it not being able to accurately tell you what your account balance is?
I mean, yes, because that's what bank apps do all the time.
You know something?
When you buy things and you're on the internet where money needs to move at, split second speed, it's a shame that when I use my debit card at a store, it does not accurately reflect to me, hey, you just bought a thing on the fucking internet.
I mean, you know something? This is a world I only scarcely live in, and I only have to deal with it when I deal with car rentals. Most of the time, my balance is at least somewhat accurate. But I think there's a difference there between like having a couple of days delay and understanding that that's happening, and just not having an accurate balance, like at all. I don't know how this happens. I'll talk about that in a minute. Buying power, margin calls, risk of loss, like you mentioned. And then for funsies, there were 3 points that FINRA was fining them on, and that collection of things was 0.1 of 3.
So what were the other two?
The other two, ignoring due diligence before approving customers for trading options.
They just made it too damn easy to buy stock.
No, they apparently used an algorithm. Like they have because it's a regulated industry, they have like a minimum approval criteria that they have to have for people to be able to trade options. They were using an algorithm to do that, and there were no humans involved. So thousands of people that did not meet the minimum eligible criteria for being able to trade on this app were able to get in and trade. Thousands. I'm pretty sure everybody from Wall Street Bets is one of these people. So you remember when we were talking about things and people being like, y'all see these people playing around with GameStop and gonna go over here and get your feelings hurt.
Oh, right.
Because y'all don't.
There should have been somebody there should have been somebody saying, hey, this ain't a good idea. And people were mad when I said that shit.
Either A, this isn't a good idea, or B, this isn't good for you. See, like the people who can play this can afford to do that.
Yep.
If you're choosing between ramen and rent, you don't need to be on Robinhood. That's
it. People got mad as shit at me when I said that. It's look, y'all could make stupid decisions all fucking day all you want, but somebody should have told y'all no.
This ain't for everybody.
So that was the thing, but are you feeling vindicated at the moment, Linux? Because that's just 0.2 of 3.
I mean, look, remember I told you I got that 90-10 rule about being right? just keeps going at 90%.
Point number 3: failure to supervise their tech stack in such a way that there were multiple outages last year, especially when things were the most volatile, which means during this praline crunch, customers numerous of them lost up to $10,000 in trades because they had rules for contingency plans in case their tech services went out. but those were only made, they did not implement them because the contingency plans were apparently only made for instances in which there was a threat to their physical locations and not if their servers went down. Because, you know, the Titanic is unsinkable. I just don't know. Also, apparently, part 2 of this, there were multiple firm-wide exemptions from reporting complaints, even if the complaints that were being made were in scope of their reporting protocols. And they did that for nearly 2 years. Do you want to know what those 2 years were?
I'm assuming none of them were 2021.
No, they weren't. From 2018 to 2020. So 2 years before this praline crunch was all of this. I just, oh my God.
They just took the plastic off it and was like, yo,
we good.
Nothing's gonna happen.
Yeah, it's fine.
You know, once again, you know, if you're in a regulated industry, it seems to me that it's best to, you know, if you have algorithmic things happening, sure, but it seems like you would want in a situation where things are so sensitive, like, I don't know, people's money, that you would have some human behind there making sure that nothing weird happened, or that if services went down, you were able to quickly restore them, or things like that. But no, they just thought, no, that's fine. Hey, there are some things that we're supposed to report. They're reportable by our policies. But, you know, we have some firm-wide policies that also exempt people from having to report certain things. Even though, on an industry level, you're supposed to report them.
That sounds too much like right.
Yeah, sound like somebody was like,
Robinhood, can we just sit down and have a conversation? Are y'all okay?
No.
No.
Yeah,
not okay.
No.
Especially now. Like, not okay. Like, they seen it and they were like, yo, this is like the Concordia. Like the Casa Concordia. We were like, we went down on some dumb shit. That's what we did. We didn't hit an iceberg. We didn't run afoul of an enemy U-boat. We basically turned too close, too fast.
This is some Al Capone shit getting taken out for tax evasion.
Right. Literally, like, yeah.
And this is one of those things like Robinhood. You're a trading app. This isn't hard. This isn't hard.
It's not hard.
The wild thing is that so much of this is just, they had things to do. They were right there and just didn't do them. Hey, we had stuff go down. Well, we have backups. We have plans for how to handle that. We just did not implement them. Why? Because someone wasn't in our office. No one should have been in the office because we were in the middle of a Planters Peanuts. Why would anybody be at the office? I just...
Like, one, yeah. And if nobody's supposed to be in the office, at least have the one guy be like the quote unquote designated survivor and be like, yo, at least keep the plate spinning at least.
But I mean, you also how did you as a company decide, hey, just have a whole policy that just goes, hey, if there's something that you're supposed to flag over there, don't do it.
Right.
As a financial institution? Child, the only thing I don't understand, because as a financial company, here, let me tell y'all something. Y'all people be out here talking about some capitalism, but be shooting yourselves in the foot for no damn reason. The one thing I would want, if I were a person who were into trying to make money, even if I were trying to get over on people, is making sure that my I's are crossed, that like my T's are crossed and my I's are dotted, so that people don't come for me and I'm not left holding the bag. At least move in a way that you're not left holding the bag. How did you just openly have a whole thing where they were just like, for 2 years, you were supposed to be reporting shit, and they had to come for your whole company and find you $70 million? Why would you put yourself in this position? Even if you were the bad guy, like, whence? Why? For what reason?
Because they didn't think they were the bad guy. They were Robinhood. They were stealing from the rich and giving it to the poor.
No, they weren't.
Mm-hmm. They were they were taking very. They were basically. They were
They sold
like
them.
they were basically like if Robinhood had the full backing of Prince John to just rob.
And then not also the first paragraph of this article being like, well, this is what y'all get for letting people participate in meme stocks. This is like, was there somebody in there that was also on the Reddit who was just kind of like, okay, we're gonna make a firm-wide policy so y'all can keep memeing with our application?
Your application was in the news. You was hype. You were getting a lot of attention. And then when the shit went left, you were like, oh.
They were too busy popping bottles because they were like, yo, we did it. We landed. Gang, gang. Let's do it.
Right. Mm-hmm. Till the doom fell.
This is why I don't mess with y'all.
You love us.
We out here.
I'm not talking about YouTube. I'm talking about the people in I'm talking about like people in Sherwood Forest.
Oh. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I love how you're looking like, oh, I just feel terrible. Oh, you so shady.
I mean, all I could do is just think about those the stonk Twitter. That's all I could think of.
You know something? Hold on, I got something for y'all.
The LLC, look, LLC Twitter probably feeling vindicated. See, ain't no shit going on with LLCs now, is there? Huh? You get your business
until LLCs go left, and then until like the frauds that happen. With
it's a limited liability. It's a limited liability. Just walk away. I don't know how LLCs work. Neither do I care.
It was like
the way y'all are a mess right now.
It was like Stone's Twitter was like, "Yo, GameStop and AMC," and then it's like LLC Twitter was like PPP loans, and I'm like, "No."
Ooh, okay, yep, all right, I see it. I see it now. I'm just...
Yep. LLC Twitter was like, "Oh wait, I got to wait. What? You mean I can't use this PPP loan to buy a Bugatti and a Ducati? What you mean? It's a business expense."
Oh, you didn't say LLC Twitter. I hate you so much. So much.
Like, everybody was taking L's.
No, who was it? L's. Me, spending my money on video games.
Yep,
I'm
the best
good.
investment. Spending my money on video games and Funko Pops.
Yep.
Oh, you didn't say video games and Funko Pops.
All right,
I literally pre-ordered two.
Who is ready for Windows out?
Whew.
I just have a question.
Go
on. I have one question. Dear gamers everywhere, was it worth it? Was it worth it? Video gamers, was it worth it?
Wait,
I feel like the answer is wait. You're talking about wait. Oh no, you're not talking about Windows.
Which one?
I'm talking about Windows, but a different thing. That the driver, the rootkit malware driver.
Okay, yeah. So we are here. This is it.
Okay, so that's the thing I'm talking about. Was it worth it, gamers? Was it worth it? And if you're asking me why I'm asking about the gamers, please tell me why. This article has said, paraphrased, that the rootkit got all of these investigations happening, got someone straight up banned from being able to make additional submissions, put that whole account under investigation, but all of it was just so that they could play a game wherever they wanted to without it being region locked.
Couldn't they have just installed a VPN?
Was it worth it? I just want to. That's it. That's it. I'm asking on Missy Elliott's 50th birthday today. Was it worth it?
Happy birthday, Mrs. Misdemeanor. Yes. But yeah, it's like it reminds me of like the last couple minutes of like Infinity War, where it's like, did you do it? Yes. What did it cost? Everything.
This was not the thing that you wanted to put your thing down, flip, and reverse. It was not. It was not this thing.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
The worst thing about it though is the fact that there was a malicious driver signed by Microsoft. Like, sure, we can look at the fact that yes, there was a malicious driver and people got caught up with some keyloggers and shit. Boo-hoo, that's the internet every day. Sorry, sucks to be y'all. The thing is, Microsoft allowed this to happen. This was a legitimate Microsoft driver.
Please tell me y'all didn't do this for skins on like Rocket League or DBD or something like this.
Oh, I don't know why gamers installed it. I want to know who at Microsoft decided, hey, this is good.
Oh, it's all good, man. It's premium. It's 100%.
Yeah, I am.
Considering that the activity was specifically limited to like the gaming sector of China, it's something I have to I'm sitting here and it's probably not even remotely related, but I have to wonder if this person was racist.
I mean, I wouldn't think so. I mean, which person though? Like, which actor we're talking about? Because I know you're talking about the exploit itself. I'm talking about the fact that Microsoft allowed it to happen.
Well, like, it's one of those, the response team described the activity as being only for the gaming sector in China, like limited specifically to this. And I'm like, girl, what? But also, I am also with the... Y'all approve this? Who sat here on this and was responsible for these approvals and like just let this right on in the door? Whomst?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was. I wouldn't say it was.
Mind you, that's an offhanded comment. I don't actually think that this is a thing.
I don't think it's racist as much as like, okay, somebody just done fucked up. What it is, like, especially with it being tied to China, as I have a feeling it's those people in China were trying to install this driver so they can play outside of China. Because the Chinese have a lock on that shit.
Mm-hmm. And it's just like looking at this like, girl, why?
Mm-hmm. Because people got to play. Look, we got friends all over the world. We won't be limited to China.
Mm-hmm.
Get a Steam account. My God. Okay. You know what? I don't mind my business.
What I am saying is, look, Steam has it's a Chinese specific client.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like
which is
if you didn't know, China is a communist country, and they tend to have shit on lock.
Yeah. I want to know what the game was. I want to know.
Oh, I'm pretty sure it was a number of them. Like I'm think what it is. Like say, hey, play any game outside of China, because like if it's a driver install, it's probably just like, hey, let me play any of these games outside of the country. Like I know CS:GO, there are people playing CS:GO in California. I want to play with the Californians.
I mean, something. I'm not going to list VPNs, but I mean, like you were mentioning earlier, there are VPNs that'll help you.
But see, now that I remember that this was in China, yeah, that VPN comment may not play. It did not age in the 5 minutes we were talking about this article.
That milk curdled in 5 minutes time.
I was like, oh wait, yeah, we're talking about China. Okay, yeah, no, I could see. I could definitely see why they did that now.
That it aged like a fine milk. Quick and
look, sometimes warm milk is delicious, but yeah, that just it was already expired when I poured it.
All we heard was chunks.
Okay,
Oh, I thought that was ice. I thought the milk froze.
Nope.
I can't stand. Look, I can't stand frozen milk because it makes me nervous on a whole new level.
Oh God.
So is it ice or is it chunks? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. As somebody who has had to freeze milk, for reasons of survival, and then unthaw it, it's like, oh, this is
bad.
This is a whole new world, and I'm not prepared for it. God Almighty.
So again, I understand why they did it. I understand why the gamers in this location decided to download it. I am now sorry for those individuals who did do it. Microsoft, y'all gotta be careful, dog. But I feel
Well,
like it's a
y'all
little bit
out
too
here.
late for that. Because now we have what is probably, and I will say, the most divisive, well, no, not the most divisive articles. We can talk about Epic and Apple all day, but so far, the most divisive article I have ever shared on Twitter. 48 hours, and was still getting activity on this shit. Shout out to Cypher here for retweeting it today, which started it all over again.
I decided to let y'all have this. I only have like 1 or 2 comments here, but y'all can have, like, this is for y'all.
Initially reported, and I'm going to start it off this one because it went places Tuesday. Initially reported, LinkedIn, there was a reported LinkedIn breach that allegedly exposed, or that reportedly exposed 92% of users' data, including inferred salaries. However,
Ooh.
this was not a breach. It was a scrape of a public API, which means the data is out there. LinkedIn lets you get it. But again, it's 92% of user data that's just like, I guess, more readily available than it was before. And apparently it could tell you, what you might be making at your job right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I tell y'all something. This
Boy,
article is one
yeah.
thing. This article is one thing, and I'm gonna say, like, look. Let's just talk about the article for a second, and then I'll talk about this Twitter journey I've been on. I do not think that information like this should be accessible on a public API. I don't know how public the API is, whether or not, like, I, as someone who is just a regular LinkedIn user, can get access to this API and pull this data, or if it has to be accessed through like a paid subscription. But either way, I feel like there's a lot of data here that maybe should not be out there. If I can't pull it up, if I can't load up LinkedIn, and get any of this information, especially inferred salaries, I don't know what mine is. I'm pretty sure mine is probably on this dump somewhere. Does 92%? That's kind of a hard target to miss. Yeah, I don't know if this should be a part of a public API. To go to the Twitter part, like, there was a lot of people who were arguing whether or not, scraping of a public API is actually a breach. I will say technically, no, it's not. I stand with you on that. It's not a breach if it is publicly available information. Then it's not a breach. Nobody breached anything. Nobody hacked anything. It's like, I would have an example for hackers. I would know it when I hear it, but I can't think of it right now. But it's a thing of, this should not have been available anywhere. Like, this should have been locked, and like, let specific developers get access to it when they need to. Public APIs for things that people don't need to know about, like an inferred salary, or like phone numbers, email addresses for your job, should not be publicly available, because of the fact that shit needs to be, like, I feel like in certain aspects, that shit needs to be kept under wraps. That's like me going into LinkedIn and saying, all right, I want certain bits of information shown to other people. There should not be a public API that will just expose it anyway.
Right.
But yeah, people definitely in the replies and the comments to the tweets. I love the ones that were the ones that were making jokes about it. There were a lot of people who were saying that apparently there are a lot of people who aren't on LinkedIn, which I was surprised to see. I guess I thought that was like the thing. Like, once you become like 24, or like once you turn 25, you automatically get a LinkedIn account.
Right.
I just thought that was a thing. But yeah, to see so many people who weren't on LinkedIn, there were a lot of people talking about, trying to figure what their inferred salary was. But then there were people who were coming in and like kind of tweeting, like responding to me personally, like, how is this a breach? Like, excuse me, I just shared an article. If you clicked on it, you would see that I did not write this.
Right.
I got things to do.
Right. You were like, here is this thing.
Yeah, and
I shared it to the world. Y'all thought I wrote it. I did not.
And the thing is, too, like, understanding, I don't think a lot of people thought I wrote it, but I think they were just responding to the tweet, not really just understanding what was happening or who it was who tweeted it. Also, like, there were people who were coming in and it was like, well, yeah, like one person in particular, not like, I asked them to kind of clarify what they were saying because, again, we're going to talk about it here. Where they had mentioned, like, yeah, like they said in the article, that apparently it was some company, they were doing a thing and that it wasn't a breach. I was like, okay, great. And when I went back to look at the article, they updated it. But when I shared it initially, when I initially saw this Tuesday morning, it was specifically a breach. There was none of this additional information. It's like, to where I told them, I said, yeah, like, this is unfortunate because of the fact that, yeah, I shared it initially under the like with the pretense of this actually being a breach, but now they've updated with more information saying that it wasn't, but already the damage is done. I've already shared it with this initial idea. Nobody's going to see past that because the fact that all everybody ever does is read
reactions.
Like they read the article title in the tweet and just move on. It's like, y'all could have read the article. Like, I spent the time to read it and shared it with y'all. And even then, too, it's like, even if I were to read this article, which I did, it's not like I'll get notified later that there was an update to it to say, oh, wait, sorry, it wasn't what it was. And this is like looking at 9 to 5 Mac and a lot of these other blog-based news sites. Y'all run, like, they take this small information, run it because they got to be the first to post it, and it'd be wildly inaccurate. And then people like me who are just sharing tech news gets looked like Boo Boo the Fool. Like, that won't me. I didn't know. I thought, look, as far as I was concerned, like, 9 to 5 Mac hasn't led me wrong most of the time, or actually at all. I don't even know why 9 to 5 Mac even reported on a LinkedIn article now that I think about it. But they did. But yeah, like this was a good lesson for me. Like, I mean, we talk about this a while, and there's always like always the talk about fake news or just being the first to to write about a story. And like, it was eye-opening for me to kind of see, yeah, this could wildly go out of control if you don't have all your facts straight. Luckily, it wasn't anything dangerous. But yeah, this. Whew. All those, I did get some Twitter followers. I did get some Twitch followers. Yeah, one of my more successful tweets on Twitter. So hey, I'll take the good with the bad on that. But yeah, Microsoft, maybe hide the shit.
Yes.
Just don't put it out there. We could avoid all of this.
Why is this week's theme seem to be, y'all could have done less?
Because it's like every week's thing.
Less.
You can't stop the march of progress. Even if it's the progress you don't want. You didn't need.
There's always some shit we don't need. We didn't need this. What about the stuff we wanted? What? We feel like this stuff that we did is good, right? No.
All right, so we ready for some Windows 11 news?
Yeah.
I think we are prepared.
Now this is probably the smoothest transition between tech and gaming, because yeah, it started off both ways, and I made sure I sectioned them out this way. Microsoft corrects its Windows 11 minimum PC requirements. It makes us sad. Of course, a lot of people were noticing that, when they ran that tool and I think let's see, is that also in here? Okay, yeah, that's also in here. That Windows 11 PC Health Check app, and it was fucking broken when you initially downloaded it, because it would tell you, hey, something's happening. It's an emergency alert, an Amber Alert.
Not this.
There's also a severe thunderstorm warning too in the area, so I was like, oh, there goes every other device in the house now. So yeah, like they really, let's start. All right, let's start off there. Let's move this up to the front. Microsoft announced that the Windows 11 PC Health Check was not fully prepared. Because as you can see in this picture, if you ran it the day they told you it was available, it would just tell you, yep, it doesn't work. You can't upgrade. But why Windows 11? Why? Just can't. Sorry.
I got feelings about that too, but we'll talk. But like I said, continue. Y'all got this one.
Of course, like, it did not take the internet very long to figure out that it was probably due to the TPM 2.0 check that it was failing. But again, it would not tell you. There were people who were developing applications which came out maybe within hours that would tell you more information as to why that was failing, up until the point where Microsoft actually released an update that would tell you. But then they removed it after they updated it. It's like, yep, it just wasn't ready. He wasn't ready.
Wasn't ready.
But yeah, so for this one specifically, yes, if you were trying to figure out if your system is ready, especially if you have an up-to-date system, check and make sure you have TPM 2.0 available, or that it's installed, that is enabled, excuse me. From what I understand, it's not going to be fully required, but apparently to get past the install, it is. For those who may not have TPM 2.0 natively on their motherboard, apparently there are third-party add-ons you can buy and put in USB and get it to work. It's really weird. Apparently, like, again, this is all in the name of security. I understand why they're doing it. But yeah, it's a thing, like, especially for people who are building PCs, like, they don't know any of this shit. And there's no telling, like, I don't know how many laptops that are being bought have it enabled, to where people who are just buying Windows laptops for, surfing the email. Yeah, that's what I'm surfing the email. Actually have that TPM 2.0 enabled, and then they just don't even care. The way they released that app was very fucking reckless. But I mean, what do I expect from a company that would give you a like an error code was like X800059439, and when you run it in Google, it will give you, it'll match with that error code, but for 5 different products doing 20 different things.
Be like, is it network? Is it video drivers? Is it antivirus? Or
is it
a combination of all three?
Or is it Microsoft Office? Is MailMerge not working? No, I can't install Xbox. You should check your MailMerge.
Yep, that's exactly what I've been going through. You don't know what's happening. Okay, like I say, you don't know what's happening.
Stop sharing fucking error codes. Just stop sharing error codes. This is ridiculous.
Yeah, it's like you go in, you're like, and I'm like, how would the normal person be able to fix this problem? Like, how would, like, not say a layman, but a regular user Not saying my mom, just a regular person who is not in tech and familiar with tech, and they see that, how would they be able to
Exactly.
resolve
Like
that?
that. This is what infuriated me because I tried like
Right,
3 different things.
right,
Like I thought it was storage. It's like there's no reason this computer shouldn't be able to get Windows 11. Oh, you know what? My C drive is full. Let me clear out the C drive. Cleared it out. I spent like hours clearing it out.
right.
Essentially, in the time of me clearing this out, people figured out it was TPM 2.0. I was like, nah, it can't be that for me. Um, Cleared out the storage. Tried again. Nothing. I said, man, son of a, you know what? I ain't using this. I ain't using this desktop. Let me reboot it. Enable. Like found the feature. Enabled it. Ran it like this. Oh my god! Why couldn't they just tell me that?
Right,
Saved all this damn time.
right. It's not like they're a company who is responsible for making sure this shit doesn't work. This that works, you know. And you have a new release coming out, and you make sure that you have a good rapport with the community that wants to buy in on that product or ease into that product. I mean, this is just not the only thing that you make, right? Right? You want to make sure that one thing that you do is good, right?
I love how you're saying this and cackling at the same time.
Right, because I'm like, I'm going through this in my own little battle. I feel, I hear like Major's plight, and I feel a little bit vindicated on the fact that I'm not going through dumb Windows shit too. It's not just me.
Oh,
Next up, apparently there is a soft floor saying that hey, if you have an i7 Kaby Lake CPU, which is the i7 7700K and all those in that family, or a first gen Ryzen CPU, you might not be able to install Windows 11.
Look, as somebody who has a first gen Ryzen, well, guess that's me.
They are saying it's a soft floor. They are actively investigating it, making sure that you can. They will revise those. Um, they
not
like
that it matters until 2022.
well, we're getting there.
Yeah.
Okay,
We
you
haven't
know
gotten there
something.
yet.
Mhm.
That was a preview. That was a preview. You saw like a trailer ad for like a future season in the middle of this season.
Right.
It's a little bit of foreshadowing, if you will.
Foreshadowing.
But yeah, like this is the first time like that's actually like I've paid attention to it. Granted, because like I didn't get into PC building until Windows 10 was out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I built my first gaming PC under Windows 10. The first
Oh.
PC I ever built was a Linux machine. I
Oh.
mean, obviously.
I was building XP machines.
Now I was buying those.
I know I was buying them and building them.
keep in mind there. Look, just because Anka's not here, I am the youngest person here. So
Yeah.
like there's a difference. When XP was out, I was still like in like middle high school. So
Ooh.
yeah, I wasn't able to buy any damn thing. Also,
Yeah.
black kid in rural North Carolina. What fucking PC am I building anyway?
Black kid southeast had less, ordered all Newegg.
Oh, you were able to order things?
Yes.
Look, I was thinking about that the other day. Like the first thing I actually ordered on my own was an iPod Touch in 2008.
Yeah, I had.
So, yeah.
And mail exists, and I was like, oh, we can buy things through the thing, and it comes through the mail, and I don't have to go to Atlanta to get all these parts. Heck yeah, let's go.
So yeah, like for me, like my first gaming PC and my first time like actually paying attention to computer hardware, like specifically like CPUs, GPUs, and all like that.
Right.
I've never had to really think about, oh wait, a CPU not being supported. And even into like that was like Kaby Lake came out in 2017, so it's like it's a 4 or 5 year old CPU at this point. It's like,
That's not really old.
it's not old. Like, it didn't make sense. It was like, this, no, no. And again, like, it makes me think of like iOS. It's like, there are old ass iPhones that are getting iOS 15. What the fuck are you doing, Windows?
Right.
This does not make
Literally-
sense.
Right. Like the only reason why I am currently on Windows 7, not Windows 7, Windows 10. The only reason why I'm currently on Windows 10 is because Ryzen they said Ryzen will not run on Windows 10, on Windows 7 machines. So it was like I would have like death gripped Windows 7 and rolled it to the end.
But what would
Until,
you
like, it
do
was like-
with Game Pass?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Game Pass was like the nice little like, oh, okay. so I'm not on an operating system that I despise because there's extra incentive for this. So I'm like, there's incentive for that. So I was like, cool. But it was like, I really felt like when I was on Windows 10, I felt like I was the new kid at a new school in a whole different part of the country. And I'm having to fit back in with society again. And I miss my old friends on Windows 7 again. Like, I have to make friends again. And then it was like, oh, I found Game Pass. So it was like, Game Pass was like the Mr. Miyagi. And I was like Daniel LaRusso. I was like, so I felt, okay, I'm good. I'm good with this now. Like I'm happy with that. So it's
Yeah, so this minimum PC requirement thing, it's really weird, but yeah, hopefully we'll get more information about that soon. I'll move this off to the side because I think this is the one that Sin was trying to get to. But yeah, hopefully we'll find out before 2022. Because
you'll find out before 2022 because in spite of the fact that apparently this is supposed to roll out this year, you can't upgrade for free until 2022. And I'll be damned if I'm paying for Windows 11. So
same.
you can run me these free upgrades.
Mm-hmm, exactly. But also I wouldn't really install until 2022 because I gotta wait till all them bugs fly out first. I gotta wait till that first service pack come out. You think I'm gonna jump into a untested soft operating system? And then but then it's like, when are you gonna get updates for Streamlabs? When we're gonna get updates for OBS? When are we gonna get updates for all the other stuff? Yeah, it's all the cool stuff, but then you gotta wait till all you're good to spend. And as being a streamer, good luck with that. I gotta wait till OBS makes a Windows 11 appropriate upgrade, and I gotta wait for. Make sure my overlays don't break, and I mean, if it's like the regular Joe Blow, who's just like, yo, I'm on Game Pass and all my Game Pass stuff works, that's fine. That's fair. Joe Blow power user. But as content creation, no. No. I gotta wait till it's absolutely positively certainly necessary before I try to jump ship to another operating system. I'm a little like, I know I got to reinstall now, and I know I got to do a full reinstall, and I'm hesitant about that because I got to work with these new overlays. I got to work with overlays.
Oh, by the way, I'm gonna tell y'all a thing real quick for those of y'all who are listening and have OBS, especially if you have OBS Studio that you installed to desktop. Do yourself a favor every now and then and make sure you export all of this seed information to those JSON files and then put them somewhere.
Yep. Do the same. Do the same for your Streamlabs. Do the same for your OBS. Do the same things for your Streamlabs. Make sure Streamlabs. Your Stream Deck. You make sure everything is backed up that you can, and hope for the best, and put them to the side and pray. Like, luckily my games are on like a different drive, so all I just have to do is just go, okay, find them all back, and then just go trickle. But as it stands now, like, bro, I am so not looking forward to that.
Like, it's just, the thing that is wild to me is the amount of like, it's the gatekeeping for me.
Yeah.
Why? Why? For what reason?
Mm-hmm.
You know, like minimum requirements are what minimum requirements are, and I get that, but also like the way that they're just like, unless you do this or buy this, like you just can't upgrade at all. What do you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Why would y'all have somebody be compatible with Windows 10 but not with Windows 11, especially when,
I mean,
if I remember correctly, some of these features that they're talking about, and we'll get into that in the gaming section. So again, trailer, some of these things that they were going to release with Windows 11 could have just as easily been a Windows 10 update, and they were just like, "Oh, we're just going to put that in with Windows 11 instead."
Mm-hmm.
I mean, for newer hardware, yeah, that makes sense. Like it's a thing of like the first gen Ryzen's, the 7000 series Intel
Like
chips.
how old are those going to be by the time this comes
Like,
out?
well, 5. It'll be 5 years old by the time the free update comes out. It's 4 years old now.
Right.
Excuse me. It's not like I don't expect them to to support every system that runs Windows 10, because again, there are some systems that are running Windows 10 that were barely running Windows 7 that just made it into Windows 10 when it came out, and I think it was like 2015, right?
Mm-hmm.
Windows 10 was out in 2015, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So like there were barely machines that could just get into Windows 10 when that happened. I imagine those machines, yeah, definitely no. No. They had no business running Windows 10 to begin with. Now,
And that's reasonable. Most of the people that I'm thinking about are people like me or Kevin. Well, probably more like Kevin or me than you, because you'll just be like, I think they have newly minted the item, and if it weren't for the scalpers, I would already have it, right?
yeah.
But generally speaking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Most of us like stay like a foot or two behind wherever the update is, only because we have to wait for y'all to get rid of the kinks and whatever else is probably going to be an issue before we go and invest a whole bunch of upgrades to whatever our ecosystem is.
Right.
Right.
And
Yeah.
it's like, and it almost feels like those people who didn't immediately jump into whatever these things are being like, am I being gate kept out of Windows 11 for like not being on the bleeding edge of stuff? Because I would rather not.
But that's what I'm saying. Like 4 or 5 years, it should not be that gate.
It shouldn't be that gay.
Like,
No.
like again, like my i5 6500, the first CPU I used in my gaming PC, like for Major Rig version 1, should still be able to run Windows 11.
Right.
Like
Unless they're doing like, Arrow, unless they're like bringing Arrow back.
I mean, they technically still have Arrow. Like, I mean, okay, never mind. I thought they did. Man, I must not really be paying attention to my Windows UI as much as I thought I was. But I mean, we can look at this image here. That kind of looks like it's very translucent. They were putting glass on glass and rounded edges and all that shit.
I mean, that being said, I'm just sitting here looking at this like, Windows, don't be out here telling us we need the most updated stuff just because you decided that you wanted to be like, you wanted to test out whether or not you would make it as like a game. If you could make Windows also a game, be like, here, if you can run Windows 11, you can also run Crisis and Stardew Valley at the same time.
Right. Plus, how many people are going to be like those wonderful like bells and whistles? Like, you remember like Arrow, where it was like with Arrow 7, where it was like everything was all nice and clear, and you had that nice translucentness. And how many people actively when they found out how to do so, turned that shit off and
I'd
just
be
be like,
curious, 'cause
give me just like basic ass Windows. Like,
I'd be curious because for me, I appreciate the defaults to an extent. Not sure, like when I pulled up my Windows Explorer, yeah, it was a dark mode. Like as soon as they offer dark mode to me, it's like, oh yes, please give me all the fucking dark mode.
all the dark mode. Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. Like, I know there were a lot of computers, like Windows 7, Windows 8. Like, yeah, they were trying to turn off that arrow shit, or Vista, excuse me. Especially with Vista, trying to turn off the arrow stuff. It's like, yeah, like, I don't know. That looks kind of ugly. Why would y'all do that? But I get why.
Plus, you get that nice you get that nice little performance bump by literally just turning that shit off. It's just like,
But yeah, like, I don't know. Like, it'll be interesting to see what Windows 11 is doing. And that's why I really want to run Windows 11 so I can see, like, all right, why are they justifying this? Like, what is it about Windows 11 specifically that would require that spec bump? To where it's like, unfortunately, I have run out of computers in this house. I have no spare machine to install Windows 11. And I'm like thinking about going to Best Buy and maybe picking up like a mid-range laptop that should meet that specification and running Windows 11 on this laptop. Like, I had to ask my wife, say, hey, are the boys going back to college? Because they got my Windows laptop and I kind of need that now. But she told me they were going back, so I was like, okay, fine. They can keep the laptop. It's whatever. I don't need it right now, but I kind of do. But yeah, like, I would like to know, like, what that reason is. Like, how does this run on bare metal hardware?
right.
To justify, like, okay, yeah, like a Ryzen, like, we didn't think a Ryzen 1 would be able to, or a Ryzen first gen wouldn't be able to keep up. Because right now I'm not seeing it, but then that, again, that's the thing of like, I don't have access to it.
Right.
I'm at a point now where it's like, I would even put my rig right now in the insider ring and run Windows 11 on this machine to see how it runs. Like, I'm just that fucking crazy because I'm like, why would I do that on this machine? But, oh wait, again, literally today or over the past 2 days, I installed the iOS 15 beta, the iPadOS 15 beta, the watchOS 8 beta, macOS Montgomery on both of my fucking Macs. The M1 and the Intel. And, spoiler alert, I am planning on shooting a vlog, which, yes, I am going to enjoy my vacation, but I still want to see what it's like running this beta software while I'm on the road. But yeah, so
enjoy my vacation, but I'm also going to, something.
Look. It's
Major, don't do me. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Fine. I'll do it another
time. If you're just like, something, part of my vacation and relaxation is I get to do things that I don't normally have time to do, and that means playing with gadgets, then sure. But if you're playing with them in the hope of trying to be productive in the future for something else, I will fight you.
I mean, I enjoy playing with my gadgets. There's never a time when I don't enjoy playing with them. But the whole point is, like, I installed beta software on all of my daily drivers anyway. So why the hell am I being reluctant to do it on this machine, my Windows machine?
You know exactly why, though.
Actually, I don't.
Because even with the things doing what they normally do, if you do like a normal security update, Windows is going to be like, so, right, I just want to make sure that this belongs to you. Did you have a microphone at some point? Was there a monitor that you had over here?
Look,
does this mouse look familiar to you?
Look, as long as I can get it set up before Thursday.
Did you need the volume for your Discord to be set at something other than 0?
If it does not break on Thursday, I will be okay. I'll put it like that. If it does not break on a Thursday, I'll be fine.
You better install that on Tuesday.
Yep. See, see. Look, I will wait. I will at least wait until next Thursday to do it. Like, I will let us get another show under Windows 10 before I upgrade to a Windows 11, just to make sure, because again, I'll be on vacation this weekend, so I can't do anything about it now. So let's see, we got apparently a lot of people coming and chiming in about Windows 11 now. So Let's see. What can 11 be doing that's so much more power hungry than 10? Maybe they improved the Windows Store and it hogged everything. What? So Windows Store is more powerful than Google Chrome?
Listen, if it's giving you a run for your money, it's giving you a run for your money. If you have multi-monitors, taskbar icons only show on the main display. That's a known bug.
Honestly, as somebody, so again, a lot of people will say, look, if you look at it, I compared it to Chrome OS. As a person who uses a Mac, I went, no, this looks like Chrome OS, but it also looks like Mac OS. So that's something I'm used to. I'm used to it being on the main display. So that won't bother me at all. If anything, I'll take that. Because if I didn't need the store for the Game Pass, that's where this would you be. Plus my older computer, so now I have a 1800X.
I knew how to find like the programs that they use at like Geek Squad to like uninstall all the bloatware before they give people laptops and computers and things, and it removed the Windows Store. I would not be upset.
Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of what I did. It's kind of what happened to me about a couple of months ago.
Maybe you should talk to me about.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. I could. Again, this is why Kevin is still in his scenario because I fixed it, but I don't remember how I did it.
Right. It's more like it still works, but it's like it's telling me it's broken, but it still works. It's like if the car brakes and there's smoke coming out of the engine, but the car still runs,
so
and it's still fine.
I will put it to you like this. I am pretty sure I tweeted the solution. I just don't remember what it was because I know I was tweeting about me going through it, and that's kind of been one of the things I've been trying to do lately is live tweeting some diagnostic shit I've been doing.
Right.
So I have a feeling I tweeted about it, but one, I don't remember when it happened. So there's a whole thing with that.
Right.
Okay. Well, what were you tweeting about? I can probably find it.
Well, I mean, it was the Windows Store. Like, I don't tweet about it often, so if you can find something, or if you can find an original tweet from me about the Windows Store, or at least about Yakuza or Xbox on PC,
right,
you may hit pay dirt.
You said Yakuza because I can tell you've only said two things about the Windows Store, and that was literally June the 25th in 2016 sometime. Let's see what you typed about it. Let's see what you typed about Yakuza.
Yeah, if we're talking about Yakuza, Game Pass, yeah. Good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck on that one. Oh my god.
And it's just like, and it just breaks, and my whole thing just breaks the Xbox app, which is fine. Like I can still like play games that I've downloaded on it, and it still technically counts for Game Pass because it's tied to the whole Microsoft account. But it's like, it just won't let me, if I wanted to download another game, it just decides, oh no, we're not going to let you do it. But the only way to download games on Game Pass is through the Xbox app. Now if that breaks, well,
you could download them also through you can also download them through the Microsoft Store, but it's iffy.
It's very iffy.
It's iffy.
So,
okay,
it's very iffy.
So wait, so people are
while I'm
upset
in the
that
middle
IE
of like
is going away? Y'all can just stay there.
I don't even know. I don't even know how it breaks. It just breaks. Like first time that it was like fundamentally broken, it was my fault because I had Glary's utilities on, and Glary's was like saying, "Hey, kill all these disable all these in startup." And so once I uninstalled like Glary's utilities, it was fine.
I
don't know what it's doing now.
Oh, Sin has an update.
Please see that message there.
Okay, so apparently, yeah. So apparently the solution might have been, yeah. So there's probably a thread here. No, actually, this was a single individual tweet. What the fuck am I doing with my life? Granted, it's 7/18 on March 6th, which is a Saturday. And if I'm tweeting 7:18 a.m. on a Saturday, I was up for hours before then.
Right.
Because 7:18 a.m. on a Saturday, that's when I'm normally waking up if I went to bed on time. And I am not tweeting that early.
You were like, yo, I was in the midst of playing this game early, and this thing's not working. And I feel aggrieved, and I must talk about it.
Okay, this is about gaming suggestions at this point.
I would be incensed if
So it took me 4 days to solve the problem. Which is impressive. Actually seeing that now actually makes me happy. It took me 4 days to figure it out, but but you said no. Oh, have you tried reinstalling the Game Pass app?
Yeah.
So
I do that.
So you did that and then tried to install an app after that. Tried to install a game after that.
Here's what I have to do. When it's like, oh, we need to fix some settings. We need to fix some settings.
Actually, no.
So
what
I have to do?
Wait, we're suggesting something. I forgot. Your issue is way different anyway.
Way different.
Yeah, yours is way different. It looked the same last time, but it ended up being another thing in entirety. But now you're on different. So Sin, you said you were dealing with this, Sin, right?
No.
Oh, well then fuck it. We've done this for nothing.
Right. So basically, my thing has been.
I was trying to be helpful.
You good.
My thing was. The first series of Xbox Ass misnomers was my fault because I had Glaries installed, and Glaries had somehow
it disabled the Xbox system apps that were running in the background, which is what was also happening to me, except they just weren't there.
Right. So now it's just like, but with mine, it's like the update happens, and my Xbox apps forgets that they're there. They're just like, oh, I don't know where they are. I can't find them.
Yeah.
You go through the whole like circle of hell to go into it, install it. It won't install. Go through this. So I found out a good system where that happens. I uninstall Xbox, right? I just uninstall the app, restart, install it through an installer that I had to download from the website. Because you can't do it from the store for whatever reason.
So again, with Windows 11, the Game Pass app is built into Windows, and Windows 10 it is not.
Right, it's not. It's more like
which is really weird.
It is weird. It's very weird.
It's really weird.
They go through the whole go through the UWP while making a whole thing, but it's not baked in. It's basic. It's like having to imagine you buy a phone and you have to download the Play Store.
I mean, that's a thing. And quite frankly, if Congress has their way, that's what you'll have to do.
I mean, that's fine if that's what I had to do, but it's like, dude, I can't. Why do you make a system and you making a system that supports a whole different system? And Steam, no problem. Origin, no problem. When I was like, oh God, how am I going to... It was like, I was having these issues, and I was like, oh God, how am I going to play Knockout City for the stream team? And I'm like, hello, I could just open up EA Desktop and play Knockout City from a whole different thing. So having a separate installer...
that's what you would have had to have done anyway.
I mean, yeah, but that was the saving grace because of it. It was the saving grace of having something that was far-flung removed from...
Look, I'm telling you, if you had a console, that's why I hear all the anti-PC people coming in. Look, you ain't gotta deal with this problem on consoles.
That's pretty much what's got me thinking. You know what? Series X is going to be coming a lot sooner than it should than I want to. So that way I can just play, because a lot of these games I'm playing on controller anyway.
Look,
like
no,
Yakuza
no. Here we
controller.
go. Here we go. Ruin says nuke everything in Windows apps. Start from scratch. I told him to just reinstall Windows 10. He refuses to do so.
Because of all my stuff. I'm like, I have to go because
You
it's
realize
literally like
you could reinstall Windows 10 without it touching your shit, right?
I think that's probably what I'm gonna do on the weekend. So what I'm doing now is I'm backing up everything.
Buy a hard drive, back up your shit, make a list of applications if you don't know what they are.
I'm gonna need you to learn. Yeah, I'm gonna do it.
Fucking reinstall Windows 10.
Right, because it's literally looking at me and I'm thinking, fine, all right. For crap, it's like I'm just trying to like see how far I can go, and like maybe I could fix it outside of it, but it's like literally the nuclear option. I don't like. I'm trying diplomacy. I'm trying like
See, this goes to show like sanctions. This goes to show like how different Kevin I am. Like I feel like Kevin's the person who will buy a car and he will have that shit for 20 years. For me, I literally bought a car a year and a half after I bought it.
I'm
tired of this one. I want a new one.
Right, because it's like because that's exactly how I am. I don't like throwing away stuff if I can get all my miles out of it. If it's
I joke, but it's like low key not a joke. I ran out of free oil changes on my Scion XB. Did not want to pay for another one, so then I bought another car so I could get 4 free oil changes.
Oh,
that is a major tactic.
Look, I have never had to buy tires for a car. It's so long.
That is a major tactic. Yo, take the car back.
My God.
Me, I am like, yo,
I don't want to pay for new tires, so I just bought a new car.
Take the car away.
I don't want to pay for an oil change, so I just bought a whole car.
Look, technically, look, listen to this is unrelated, but this also just happened. My Kona had a factory recall on it.
Yeah.
A week before I decided to buy my new Sonata. It's like,
you were like, you know what?
Oh, you gotta possibly, it wasn't even guaranteed. You have to possibly replace an engine? Oh, fuck that. Woo. You could take the car, I will get a new one.
That was...
To say that I am a fucking reckless human being.
I do not have the experience with capital. I don't have the experience with having that much capital at once to just be like, I'm just replace the car. We're good.
Replace the car. So yeah, I'm gonna do the whole.
I remember Linux is over here. Like this sounds like stuff that poor people struggle with. Like last year, I finally got to buy my first new car after this pandemic, and I'm starting to feel like myself again. I have missed the caviar and the yacht party. I have missed the Met Gala events. I'm just like,
that is a.
I love it. Like I just default to the nuclear.
That is a fucking like major.
I would like to buy
in the major.
I would like to buy a new Amazon.
Wait, my tires.
I would like to just buy.
Wait, my tires need to be rotated. Fuck it. New car, baby. We're going in a new car to the dealership.
I swear I don't do this on purpose, but damn.
Neighbors are like, damn, you got a new car already? I thought you just drove on with one.
Look, I was wondering
going back in and forth and back.
I was wondering about the optics when I had to take that rental car home that night.
Oh my god!
I left with the Kona, came back with the Ionic, left with the Ionic, and came back with the Sonata. What are people going to think?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness!
Almighty. So
Disney trying to get us back on topic here.
So yeah, I'm gonna have to do the whole like reinstall, but with files. But yeah.
TC says,
Back
I
in the
may
day.
have missed this bit, but is Windows going to do a bunch of shady shit to get people to upgrade to 11 like what happened with people in 10? They've not made that announcement yet. But again, they're offering a free upgrade
look like they are.
I mean,
No.
but again, like when you're saying like, hey, there's going to be a free upgrade, like, look, we've seen what governments have been trying to do to get people to get the COVID vaccine. I would not be surprised if some similar shit, like,
You know something?
hey,
You know,
free games if you
I have thoughts
update to
and
Windows
feelings about
11.
that statement. Well, I mean, do we want to just talk about our next article since we're here? Since we're talking about it, do we want to get into it?
Depends on which one. I've shuffled them around, so I have no idea what the next one is.
Direct storage.
Oh no, well then yeah, we're definitely not there then.
Okay.
I'm really annoyed.
Oh my god.
Because I'm really annoyed because apparently 11 is being tested on a wider system array than will actually be. So that's what. So again, they're saying, like, going back to that CPU talk, it's a soft cap. It's like a soft floor about CPU support. They're looking into what other CPUs they can support, but like as it stands right now, I feel like they've designed it for a minimum spec of second gen Ryzen and whatever. But yeah, like when they announced like the previews coming out, they were saying that it was going to be available for more systems than what they were initially saying was going to be available in the spec. They were just throwing around these upgrade messages out to everyone and spamming users. Yeah, that was. I was one of the people who upgraded to Windows 10 just automatically for the systems that I could do that on. But yeah, like seeing all the other messages, yeah, it was gross. It was really gross. Can they do that if they limit it to certain hardware configs? I feel like it's fake news kind of too. I mean, for software, like, look, you develop software. No, you totally could. You could totally lock things out by hardware. I mean, look at Android. Android's really good at it. iOS just does it by saying, hey, the app can't run on any iOS version lower than this one. Yo, Dream Spirit, thank you for that host. So let's see here. All right, this article is just outdated. It says Windows 11 won't be officially supported by any Intel Mac. Apparently Parallels though said yes it can, so fuck you. So we're gonna move on from that one. But oh wait, before I go to, just to clear up why they said that they couldn't, it's TPM. TPM is fucking everything up. Because
unnecessarily.
Yeah, so like Apple Intel Macs do have TPM on their boards, but it would require Apple to enable them. Apple is like, no, we're not going to do that because we have a secure enclave. So yeah, fuck you. But yeah. Oh,
and they hit you with the anime peace sign.
And of course, with this one here, Windows 11 could support AMD Zen and Intel Kaby Lake CPUs after all. So yeah. So okay. we covered all of that. So good on us. Now we can get to this direct storage bit. So now we're officially in gaming. We're officially in gaming now. Direct storage won't be supported in Windows 10. And Microsoft says direct storage will be an exclusive feature that will only be available on Windows 11.
For no reason.
Yeah, I don't see why, but yeah.
Like, so, from the article, the feature is designed to take advantage of, like, some latent power or potency in the NVMe, like, solid state drives for games. But then they said, but only if you have Windows 11. You mean to tell me I can't get this like that drive, right? Is it going to support Windows 10 if I got one? Like, I would just put one in here and Windows 10 would be like, I'm sorry, this drive is too advanced. We can't do that. Like, is that why Windows?
Why Windows?
For a feature that is free on a system that you're also going to let us update to for free. Like, just go ahead and give us the feature already.
Crying.
I want it to make sense so bad, and it does not make sense.
The effing shenanigans. the audacity, the gumption, the gall.
Oh, I appreciate this. Oh my god.
Jeez Louise.
It's like when you have feature you don't have to buy and already have prepared for another upgrade to an iOS or to an OS that no one also has to buy. If you have one now and the other one available for free upgrade in 2022, why wouldn't you just go, here's a little something to tide you over until this Windows update like unrolls? Even if it's a, hey, you can have this now, but it'll be more effective with the other OS when it rolls out. In whatever way, which I really doubt it's going to be in any way, shape, or form.
But I think it would also depend on like where their DirectX words. What the fuck? Their DirectX development is. Like for them, like that development for those specific APIs may not be available until Windows 11, and that may be driving that decision. I'm not excusing it, but yeah, like I don't think it's available right now. Like, so according to this article, they're saying that it was supposed to be available with the Sun Valley update to Windows 10. But yeah, apparently, like again, I'm still kind of confused because, like, again, I had somebody kind of reach out to me when I made the joke everybody made, like, hey, they said they weren't going to make another version of Windows. What the fuck? But then somebody said that, hey, that was just some random person saying it and people ran with it. So again, the 9 to 5, the LinkedIn article all over again. But it's a thing of like, I wonder where, like, at what point did Microsoft decide, okay, so but Sun Valley was going to be an update for Windows 10. When did this change go from, oh, this isn't just a Windows 10 update, this is just a whole new OS? And like I'm wondering, I wonder if like a feature creep kind of got caught up in there. It's like, oh no, this is too big. Yeah, oh, you know what? Fine, fuck it. Let's just call it a new OS. This dude seems particularly moved by this Sun Valley update, so we're going to get him to come on the camera, and he's going to just cry as he tells you how excited he is about Windows 11.
And you know something? As, you know, like working, I think all of us, you know, like are adjacent to these things. And I've also worked on stuff too, where people are just like, we wanted to do all of this, but these like X amount of things work together in such a fashion that giving someone one piece of it at a time doesn't make sense. So we'll just make this a whole other update for like, you know, whatever the next version is going to be. But when it's like, it looks like they planned on just it's one thing when you're developing features and you're just like, we could probably try that. Nah, it makes more sense to just roll this out as a unit because it relies on other things. Sure, right? If you had contingencies, fine. I'd be cool with that. But it just doesn't look like a thing where they were just like, hey, this has like other contingencies or codependencies or any of that this is required. It's just kind of like, we just made a decision. This is what we're doing now.
Yeah, it's really weird. It's really weird for them to tie that to an OS update. Of course, at the end of the article, they're saying that if there's enough people who are kind of refusing to update to Windows 11, that they may backport it to Windows 10, which seems like a good idea. But like, I know that they actually do tie some of these DirectX updates to OS updates, that there are specific things that are happening in DirectX that could only be possible in these newer OSs. And then Microsoft has no obligation really to go back and try to backport these features to older OSs. It's why Halo 2 required Vista. You cannot run Halo 2 on Windows XP.
And those were dark times indeed.
Of course, that's the last time you saw Halo on a PC. until the Master Chief Collection.
You know something, TAC? I see that note there about people who are reluctant to make those updates, but I'll say something. When it came to Windows 8 in particular, the only reason why I ended up on that OS is because I bought a new laptop that had Windows 8 on it. If I could have went from 7 straight to 10, I would have. 7 was just like solid. 7 was just solid, and I'm just like,
Well, and that's
I
the thing
have
too.
no
Like,
reason.
there was a lot of people who did, because in order to update to Windows 8 from Windows 7, you'd have to pay for it. Like, that was the last time you had to pay for an OS update. Because I want to say by that time, Mac OS stopped doing that. Granted, they were making you pay for point releases. But yeah, like the last time you had to pay for an operating system update was going from Windows 7 to 8. Like, they just made Windows 10 free for everybody for a year, and I want to say that shit's probably still technically free to this day.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is it. Especially when I'm reading things in this paragraph, like, you're gonna have to upgrade to Windows 11 if you want to make the most of your solid state drive in games. And the exclusion to the statement of direct storage only being available with Windows 11 is also, there's just Windows 10 is just not gonna get a compatibility update. Like,
Yeah.
there's just things about this choice I don't understand. But
I mean,
it seems like
it's
what's happening is just it's a choice.
I mean, it's the
Because,
fact that like the new
because I want to.
DirectX update is just going to be Windows 11. They're and it's that thing of like, it's that same argument where I don't understand a lot of people were like just bitching about backwards compatibility in video games. When again, when you had an NES and the SNES came out, you cannot play your NES games. Like, there is a precedent for this shit. To where it's like, I'm not as upset. I get why people will be upset. I understand why people want this to be a thing, but I'm not as upset that my PS3 cannot pay. I'm not upset my PS4 cannot play PS3 games. I'm not.
I think some of that though, because I know that I'm on the other side of that table where I'm just like, why can't y'all make these backward compatible or what have you? But most of these are, when I had a Nintendo, it was, here's this big blocky shape, it's in this, it has like cards that it reads and all this other stuff. All right, cool. This clearly doesn't fit into a Super Nintendo. I kind of get that stuff.
Yeah.
But the more that technology advances, where they're just like, hey, we have the ability to do these things and refactor these things, and now these games are in the cloud and all this other stuff. You would think on some point, if you're having these things, you would give me a way to go, hey, if you had these things that you enjoyed and we have the ability to port them to a digital format, it would be easier to do this stuff. And then they just go.
I get that part, but it's that thing of like, I don't have that reasonable expectation for that.
Yeah, that's
to
fair.
Where it's like looking at the so what I was trying to say was like looking at the DirectX updates. Microsoft has never backported major DirectX updates from one OS to another. I have no reasonable expectation for that. Unfortunately, what it looks like, this direct storage is going to be a part of this next update for DirectX, which they've decided to put in Windows 11. Again, I'm not excusing it. It still sucks, but I see why, and I also see why it wouldn't be in Windows 10, because they won't backport it. Even though there are people holding out hope that maybe they will.
Although I will say this, to be fair, I feel very differently about backward compatibility with a video game than I do with like OSs in general. Like, console games seem to like occupy a different space for that sort of stuff than it would for, hey, I want Windows 10 to be compatible with Windows 8 stuff or whatever.
Right.
Like, it's one of those, I know that y'all really do not care about my nostalgic feelings about Windows 98 SE, so I'm not even going to sweat that.
I remember those
honestly,
days.
the only thing I'm there for are the secret features on the disc that you only get if you just, put the disc in and find like the hidden Weezer music video, the extra Monkey Island demo, the random pinball upgraded game, and all that.
Yep. Yeah, this whole Windows 11 thing, it's a fucking mess. It really is.
It seems
But
like a mess when it doesn't have to be one, but I don't know what's going on
okay.
there.
So also let's take a look at this. If Windows 10 and Windows 11 were consoles, would this upset you?
Windows 10 and Windows 11, well, I mean, currently they would, in the same way that compatibility for things like the PS4 versus the PS5 or the PS3 for that matter would. But also, well, there are a couple of things here, right? Some of it is just kind of, I'm aware that there are certain things you can do with technology now that you couldn't do then. I don't know why y'all aren't taking advantage of those, but also there's some of it is just the way that y'all are communicating stuff. Like,
Yeah.
you really could have just said, hey, this is what we're trying to do, in a way that would have just like hit differently, but you didn't. Like, someone has to do y'all copywriting and marketing communications.
We'll keep
Who
in
does
mind.
that?
We'll keep in mind. This is Windows, not Xbox. Xbox
I mean,
has been
I
on
feel
point.
like you're. I'm feeling like you're going.
But Windows,
Yeah.
they can use the Phil Spencer.
Yeah, Windows
Windows can
division
use a Phil
of-
Spencer.
You know
Yes.
something? I think that's where we're gonna do that over there.
Console gamers are used to getting fucked. They don't care. No, have
Ronan.
you talked to a console gamer? They seem to care a lot.
Ruin. Respectfully.
Imagine how all those PS5 gamers feel, having to track down, spend extra money for a PS5 to play the newest God of War or the newest Horizon, only to find out, oh, those games are coming out to PS4 too. You mean to tell me I didn't have to upgrade? Oh,
the literal disrespect of
Sony said they believed in generations.
Right. They believe in generations enough where they were like, yo, Miles Morales and Horizon are gonna be on PC. PS4. So
I think
yeah.
there's like a fine line of people who are just like, listen, these companies are gonna do what they're gonna do, and I just want to play my games. And then there is and then there is a grouping just beyond that very fine line who just kind of like, I want you to understand, devs will get death threats until you succumb to my console gaming demands.
Right.
Yep.
Congratulations,
Sony owners. Hey, you can get Cyberpunk again. By the way.
Oh, not Rowan speaking truth in 2 sentences though, and I hate it. This company is a master of fucking people over, but they release the games I want, and I feel like you could just like sub in like a gaming company,
yeah,
or it would just the same sentence would work.
Or company in general.
In general, yeah.
Apple,
here, let's put Amazon.
Google,
let's put Amazon in
Twitter,
here.
Amazon,
Right.
Microsoft.
Right. Like I literally have like the issues that I have when it comes to, companies being like, yo, I'm not gonna give you the thing I want. And not saying, because if it's just like, well, I can't give you the one for these legitimate good sounding reasons, then I'm like, yeah, I get it. But if it's just like, I choose to not give you any of what you asked for, then that's when I'm like, yeah, that's
so
kind
Nintendo.
of BS. Yeah, like Nintendo. But with
tell
Nintendo,
me why you didn't do whatever.
Yeah, but with
fuck you.
Nintendo, I've pretty much said to Nintendo, you're going to do what you want, you will, and if I feel like I want to buy it,
Ruin is right. So Ruin is right. Yo, you used to get fucked over, so you just don't care anymore.
Right. It's at the point. It's literally at the point now where I'm like, look, there are so many different really good games out there, and of course there are other ways and means that we do not condone. But if that comes to be the case where I'm having to have to go and do those ways and means to go do that, I mean, thanks to you, Major, I'm able to play Suikoden 2 again. And then, like, without having to, like, dig out my PlayStation 1, like, risk my like, not mint, but, like, my rare copy of the game in order to play it. So, yeah. And I can possibly stream it, too. So,
Ruin. Microsoft has all the leverage because they don't care if, like, honestly, they do not care if you don't upgrade to Windows 11. They do
Right.
not care if you buy the newest Xbox. All they care about is, do you have a phone and $15 a month?
Mm-hmm. Or a
Here,
computer with
play
10.
these hundreds of. Oh, yeah. Do you have a computer with a browser?
Mm-hmm.
Play these hundreds of games at Xbox Series X quality today.
Right.
Oh, which, by the way, that's a story. That's also a story. See, we just tripping all over ourselves. We're just wanting to give you information. It's great. It's a great week. It's a great show.
You can get a lot of information.
Oh yeah. So yeah, direct storage is going to be tied to Windows 11. So for those who want that, Xbox Series X, PS5 type loading speed, you're going to have to upgrade. I mean, but then again too, you're still going to need that graphics card. So I don't know. I've been hearing news. I've been hearing rumblings that, maybe, but the scalpers are still going to get in the way of that. So, Windows store devs can keep 100% of the revenue unless they're making games. So maybe, look, Stardew Valley 2 is just going to come out spreadsheet software. Apparently they're saying for games they're kind of putting it under Xbox, and that's how Xbox makes their money. So yeah, if you're making a game, they're gonna take a cut. But hey, anybody else, like, hey, if you put an app out and you're charging for it, you get 100% of the proceeds. Of course, that's a direct cut at Apple.
Yeah.
Like, just the most direct cut at Apple, except for where games are concerned.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, the big news, good news, finally good news again, because it's Xbox and not Windows. Cloud streaming for Game Pass is now available to all subscribers, no matter what device you own.
Oh, that's good to hear.
So let's see. Now you can actually stream Xbox Series X quality titles on your phone, on your PC. Just fine. It's magical. It's just beautiful. I love it. Excuse me. Wait, did they ever? Was there news on Apple versus Epic? I thought they were still in deliberation for that. I didn't think that was over. So yeah, like I have tried, I think last time we talked, I said I was going to try using, xCloud over an Ethernet connection on my iPad. It improved, but not by much. To where I am still saying that Amazon Luna and Google Stadia, way better options than xCloud.
Stadia.
Just gonna put that out there. Even GeForce Now is a better option for cloud gaming than the xCloud option. I'm sorry, and I thought it was like maybe it's the controllers for Stadia and Luna, because the fact that they directly connect to the server to kind of cut down on that latency. No, not the case. Because I thought it was Bluetooth. Maybe it's my Bluetooth controller. But no. Again, GeForce Now worked perfectly. It was amazing over Bluetooth with the controller. I don't know what's going on with xCloud, what that disconnect is, but it's just not great. It's still not great. Now, I've not tried it with the Xbox Series X with it now being in GA. Yeah. Let's see. 7 Try xCloud didn't want to play it on my phone. Still can't get over the Xbox Series X. Looks like it's coming with a griddle on the side of it. Oh, you still can't get over the Xbox Series X. Again, I have a box that is an unopened Google Nest Hub, or like the Google Home Mini. that looks like an Xbox Series S. And it trips me out every time. Like, I should know what's in my house. Like, wait, I got one? No. I'm starting to feel like Phil Spencer every time I look at my bookcase. So what's over there? Oh, there's a hard drive. Are there more storage options coming to major rig? No, that's just a broken hard drive I took out. So yeah, Game Pass is available to everyone. I mean, the cloud streaming on Game Pass is available to everyone. All the Game Pass subscribers. Again, more reason on Game Pass, even though again there are better options. But I mean, if you're playing non-intensive Twitch shootery games or any fighting games, yeah, you'll be fine.
Mm-hmm.
Don't play Killer Instinct. Don't. Just don't. It is the worst.
Mm-hmm.
Streaming news. Let's see. Oh, there are updates here. Follower emotes is available in beta to select partners and affiliates. Creators with access will see the new free tier appear.
Oh, we've gotten to that one.
We're here now.
Oh. What?
Look,
I'm gonna let you finish reading that announcement.
Windows 11 was a slog, but we made it through. So we're now in streaming. As of June 28th, follower emotes is available in beta to select partners and affiliates. Creators with access will see the new free tier appear at the top of the emotes page in Creator Dashboard. Based on results from the beta, we hope to begin rolling follower emotes out more widely later this year.
So we have arrived here. Do we want to talk about it?
Go for it. Like I've again.
So
like I said before, if they put out
the major announcement was around June the 4th, where they said, "Hey, we're releasing a whole bunch of different updates for emotes." Some time ago, they released bit emotes, things that people can unlock permanently that you could use as an affiliate. Of course, like for all the stuff that I'm saying, the common disclaimers are in place. Most of these things are released to partners first. They're tested with like a limited group of them, and then they're released to affiliates after a while. So the first one was bit emotes. Hey, you can have people give you bits, and it allows them to permanently unlock an emote. Right after that, around the 17th, they released the animated emote. So like that's a partner only feature at this point, but you have the ability to have a preset for animations, or you can make your own emotes with their own animations, and it will then and that you can then upload. And then they have this newest thing that they are rolling out, which is that there are a set of emotes you can get permanently just for following a channel. However, predating all of this is the better TTV. There were like a list of one but this was the one that survived, right? Where you can do all of those things currently. So I feel like there kind of needs to be this conversation about what is happening here. It's not like, hey, we just had a random round of benevolence, but also there's a history to this, and there are people that Twitch are trying to edge out of that space because people wanted I want people to be in the community, and I want them to get involved in emotes is like that currency and that exchange that we have. And in order to do that and to be able to expand my list of these things, Twitch was like, well, you get the one emote at each tier. Then they went, you get 5 at each tier. Like you get 5, but you have to have like this many, you have to get like 50 subs to do that or what have you. And people are just like, this is unsustainable. But better Twitch TV is there. You can make that an emote that only appears in your channel or appears across channels if you want to be able to use that or whatever, and anybody with that extension can see it. And it became like a commonplace thing because it let people feel a part of your community without feeling like they were too poor to be able to do it. But now you have this whole thing that they're doing where they're finally like, I guess we can do that, but there's something about this that leaves me with a thought and a question. So the thought would be, 2 months. Well, hold on. We're in July now, officially.
Yep.
Right. But let's just step back into June. 4 months ago, a company, like kind of a group called Peer to Peer Live, came up with a whole website where you could link your Twitch account and it would get that information, and then you can append yourself on that site with a number of tags based around your identity. So if you were especially for queer identified streamers, but for marginalized streamers across the board, they would go to this site, it would make an account there, and then say, I'm all of these things. And it just had a long ass list of things that you could use as identity tags if you wanted them, so that people could go there, they could find people who are like themselves, and if they found you, they can see, this is my Twitch, this is my Twitter, this is where you can find me on things. And people started like finding themselves that way, so much so that people were just like, yo, let's go ahead and talk about this website, because we don't have communities, the searchability sucks, and all of this other stuff. But they have this program here called Peer-to-Peer Live, if you're looking for that on Twitter and whatnot, and it'll give you the information you're looking for. 2 like the number, by the way. They did all that. And then several months later, Twitch was like, all right, we've heard you making noise, and y'all have made enough noise complete with a system in place to do all of this stuff. All right, so we see that this is a thing that we can do. We're going to start trying to incorporate all these tags you talk about, but they have whatever limitations they have. But for people who didn't see all the work that peer-to-peer did, this is just like, look at Twitch doing this really cool. People have complained about it, or like been vocal about it and all this other stuff. And it's one of those, boy, oh boy, do people sure do like to wait for people like myself or Kevin or Major or other people in queer spaces who have development experience or whatever to do the groundwork, to see the vision, to see how much traction it gets, and then try to add that to their own platform. Better Twitch TV has been around for a hot minute, so it's kind of like y'all have just been like scanning the ecosystem, seeing the stuff that people could use, although they straight up went to your forums and told you, hey, can we have these features that these other things are using and are doing really well with, just native to the platform. And it took y'all whatever time it took for you to finally decide to do it. And it's kind of one, there's a pattern here, but 2, I'm trying to figure out how far this is going to go. Because here's the other thing. Twitch made money on those emotes. It was like, $4.99 for you to subscribe here. $14.99 for you to subscribe. Well, like it was like what, $5 for this, $10 for the next tier, $25 after that, I think, is around where those tiers are priced. And they decided to give you 10 something emotes that people don't have to pay for. I cannot believe that Twitch did all of that only to then go, y'all can just have this for free. There has to be like a point at which there's something that they're trying to monetize behind this. What is that?
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me that you built your whole platform or trying to monetize one thing, and then y'all decided in 2021 that y'all were just going to be benevolent and give that to people for free. What's the tea here?
Maybe it is a make good. I mean, I don't know. Again, like I said, all I want is just more trans.
It's like we just want it.
I just want to make sure everybody can watch my Twitch stream.
Because here's the thing, it would be different if you were just like, hey, only partners get the animated emotes. And this is like, that conversation dates back at least 2 to 3 years at this point, of there being with all these things you're rolling out, what is the incentive for people to pursue partnership on your platform? If you keep coming out with features that are just like, partners get this first or earlier, but eventually affiliates get this. Like this thing that we're just describing with the follower only emotes, partners get this earlier, so right around now, but all affiliates are expected to have that rolled out for them by the end of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So you're asking like, what's the incentive to going partner?
Yeah, like we're like
They don't
it's
want you
one
to
of
get partner.
those.
They don't want you to get partner. Like that. I don't know how obvious that
I'm
is,
gonna ask that.
but they don't want you to get partner.
I'm gonna ask that. I guess that's the question. I'm gonna ask. I'm gonna have to ask why about that in a moment. But I mean, it's not like you might be onto something here. But it's like one of those. I keep looking at these things, and it's kind of like for a long time. And the reason why I say this whole thing about getting emos for free, there was this other thing of being like, hey, you're a partner. You can get far more emos than an affiliate can, but you have to grind really hard to make people want to subscribe to you. And after you get like 50 subscribers, you get this. At 100, you get this. At 250, you get this. At like 500, you get this. And it unlocks all these extra emote slots and all these other things. But you keep giving away these extra features that enhance that emote experience for free. So like, if you don't want people to partner on your platform, where are you going? Now, you just said maybe they don't want people to partner on the platform, so why would you give non-partners free things? Just lots of free things. Like at this point, I feel like I'm being handed candy from a person driving in an unmarked white van.
Because
the stranger danger is real at this moment.
So the reason why I say they don't want you to become partner is because the fact that as long as you're an affiliate, like half of your shit goes back to Twitch and Amazon. You don't make money off of those ads that show on your stream. That goes to Amazon. Yep. What incentive? See, you're asking what incentive is Twitch giving the streamer to go to partner?
Or for the partners that they have to stay.
Right. Yeah. And so you're asking that. So you're asking the wrong question. It's what incentive does Twitch have to let you be partner? Mm-hmm. If we can make the affiliates look like partners for the most part, like partner light, and they're okay with partner light, then that's fine. Because they're working about as hard as a partner, getting almost everything the partner does just a little bit later.
Right.
But they're giving us more money than the partners technically are. By percentage.
Some of them.
By percentage.
Not by
raw numbers.
I mean by percentage, some of them, and I only say some of them because as we have since learned with partners and things. We have a raid. Hey there.
Oh. Hey, Raid.
See, I saw that one because the Raider actually typed it, chat. So, yo, what's going on, Gory Details? Thank you for that raid.
Greetings and salutations.
But yeah,
it's one of those. Here, I'll put it here. Like, I'm gonna use my actual relevant work experience for this moment. So, they had a thing where they had like different divisions of clients and like project implementations. Like, in order to get you to be competent and all this other stuff where X is involved, it takes us this much effort. To keep you here, it takes this much effort or whatever. So they had people who are willing to pay more money and people who are willing to pay less. But the features between the two audiences were pretty similar. So the first thing they did was, how do we make it more appealing for you to spend more money? And they decided to, most of it was around primarily features, secondarily services. And then after that they were just like, keeping the smaller people on takes us a lot of effort. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make effort to just do less to keep them here, and we're not going to really worry about the features that they like or not. If they want the features and the cool stuff, then they need to pony up whatever dough to be at the level that we give them more attention. It's one of those. We just need to give them more carrots to keep them doing work when we already know that reaching partner is already one, nebulous, two, contrary to popular belief, apparently the things that partners get are very specific and individualized and up to their power to negotiate and everything else. Or have yourself a good night, gory details, or all of that, or kind of like what's happening here. Like, y'all don't want partners?
No,
You
no,
do want
no,
partners?
they don't. I'm pretty sure like they're like the business people at Twitch, especially nowadays. Like, 'cause again, like I'm not sure how profitable Twitch is to Amazon. They're like,
Right.
oh my god, we could have just made them all fucking affiliates. They would have been falling and tripping over themselves to get this far, and we're making half of what they're like. We're getting like the money that we're getting. We're getting half.
Yeah.
Like what? We could have done that.
Yeah. It's like the combination of like the platform's middle class. 'Cause
Are
it's
they-
like-
We could have
So
just
I
done
guess-
that and not have to negotiate contracts with people, not have to be at their beck and call, and we get part of the money that they're earning. They seem to be okay with the $100 payout, but little did they know they could have been making $200. They seem to be happy with $100, but hey, we get our $100. That's fine.
right.
No, I'm gonna tell you something right now. Twitch does not want a partner program. If they could get rid of every partner, if they could put partners down there where the affiliates are, that way they can make more money off of the affiliates, and then make, because again, hustle culture is fucking ingrained in millennial and Gen Z. It's like, no, if in order for y'all to make this money, y'all gotta try twice as hard. Now, fuck you. Twitch will do it.
Right.
That's your tea. That's
Right.
your tea.
I mean,
They're trying to
if-
make affiliate look much better than what it is, so that way you will stop looking. You know what? Maybe I don't need partner. I can get all the partner shit as an affiliate, and I'm still doing great. I'm getting the
Right.
emotes. I'm still getting paid. Like, sure. Like, and then too, like we're looking at so many people who are coming out now. So, you got your Milady Confetti. Milady. Yeah, she just became partner. But a lot of those,
my boss lady, the female phenom.
yeah, like you got so many people who, before they became partner, were sitting there saying, look, we didn't need all these numbers to get where we are and get the influence that we have. We just worked our ass off. We grind so hard. Twitch said, oh, that's all that? Okay, fine. Then keep grinding. Don't worry about partner. We'll just throw all these trinkets in your face while you grinding, moving the goalpost for partner, because low key we want to get rid of it. We really wish we could get rid of the
here's
partners we already got. But
Well, I mean, if
we
we're
gotta
talking
make
about
people
that quiet as
partners.
it's kept, what goalposts are they moving? Because no one that I've seen apply for that program knows what the goal is.
So that's what I'm saying. Like,
It's like trying to get verified on Twitter. They don't tell you.
They don't tell you. It's like you basically have to hit the post and then apply for a job offer.
it's like, yeah,
in
you found.
order-
It's like you found the post. It's like, oh, you found
Well,
it.
I mean,
Good
it's like
job.
literally trying to find the like you're trying to hit the post at midnight with like a T-ball
Blindfolded.
in a
With-
fog
Yeah, like
on a
100%
scooter.
fog.
on
yeah.
the night of a new moon. Like
On
it's
a
just
scooter. on a broom. like on a Harry Potter wizarding broom. That's what you're doing.
it's up to
And like imagine, like I don't like to throw a lot of names around, but the like Tiffany Witcher has been like on partner push for like the past like year and a half, and has been killing all of her numbers.
I
Been
mean,
killing every bot of her
and
numbers.
before that, Black Oni.
Right. It's like they've been killing it every left, right, and center, and have been applying multiple times and been denied multiple times. To which, and I'm like, this ain't a comparison to anybody. This ain't a comparison of who should be partner, who should not be partner. But I feel like it's almost disheartening when you say, here's the program, and here's a program, and here's a program that you should get, but you're not getting because reasons. And I don't like that.
So yeah,
and it's
like
literally because reasons.
Because
But-
reasons. Now,
but the reason being, like, they do not want to make you a partner.
mhm.
They just don't.
they can help
It don't matter about it. It don't, like, honestly, I think it's beyond,
and when they do, they want
color
to
of
make
your
it into a
skin, creed of your
business.
character, whoever the fuck you are, they just don't want to make you a partner because that costs them money.
And when they do, it's like a big grand. It's usually during or around a big grand event.
Yeah, it's like getting stung with the it's like getting bit by the snake, and then giving you the antidote. See, it's fine. It's fine.
Right.
You're okay.
Right.
You feel that rush?
So,
keep grinding.
Right. Because see, I've become at the point where the grind part, the partner was like, yo, I just became. It's like I became affiliate. I like where affiliate is going, but I'm not at that point where I'm like, at some point, partnership will reveal itself to me. But right now, I'm very much happy in the process of the process.
And that's where they want you. They want you right there.
Yeah.
Just like, you know what? I'm comfortable where I'm at.
Right.
They got me right where they want me.
But I am very, very much in lieu and in terms of, here's my coffee account, here's my Patreon, here's my Cash App. And
this is
you can give to my Twitch, but I'd rather you give to my coffee. I'd rather you give to my Patreon. Because that directly comes to me, and though I may have to take a cut.
Yeah, like there are cuts there, but it ain't 50%.
It ain't a 50% split that I have to wait on for like however many months for that.
Yeah, that money is available to you right when it shows up.
It's hit there. So if somebody hits me with like $5 on coffee, that's that might be $4.80 to pay. That might be $4.80 to PayPal. But that $4.80 goes directly to me, and I can spend that $4.80 when I need to.
In THC, like they hit it right there on the head, right there. That partnership grind is a fucking trap. It is a carrot on a stick to make you grind to get more subs as an affiliate. That's going to get Amazon more money.
Right, and you basically you get a potential bigger cut. Then it's like.
You're bringing in more subs, which is bringing in more money. You're bringing in more eyeballs, which is seeing more ads, which is bringing in more money.
Right.
Like,
well, you know something? I think the ads might be the tipping point there, more so than the grind or anything else.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they used to have? They were just like, hey, if you sub, the driving point is if you sub, you don't get ads to the channels that you sub to. Then they started putting ads on the sub channels and the partners in particular, where it's like, listen, we did the work, drove the money to your platform. People came in here, they gave us money to sub. Don't put ads on my channel, especially for other people.
You're
for that
killing our
matter,
metrics.
for all this other stuff. You're like we're not gonna have it. So then, I'm guessing maybe that might be like kind of the larger thing. Trying to prevent you from getting partner means that they get to make whatever money they're going to make, but more so than you bringing subs and stuff and doing all of that for this split is that they get to profit off of you twice because they get whatever sub money you get, plus they get whatever ad revenue you generate from people coming to watch.
They do not want you to be a partner.
Mm-hmm.
And so to answer Tico's question, that's why they're giving you free follower emotes. They're going to give you all the free trinkets so you can stop worrying about trying to be partner.
Mm-hmm.
To call that thing that you just said about OnlyFans is a tale as old as time, and I'm kind of irritated by it. TBH. Of just being like, you realize that these people are the reason, the people that you're trying to like slowly, because you're trying to be IPO prim and proper and all this other stuff, were the people that made you the money, that got you the attention that you got in the first place. But we're not going to talk about that.
Looks like sales. Do you get the ability to control the commercials when you hit partner?
I think I'm pretty sure that there's like an option that you have to.
Yeah, we need
to hit a button that lets you determine when you can run those ads.
I can hit a button. Yeah. I don't know what it does. I will never do it because I know.
With the ads button?
I will never hit that button. I have no incentive, no reason to do that because I do not. Like, if I don't want to sit through an ad, who the fuck am I to make somebody else do it?
Right. That's not me. That's not me just pressing it for like random. It's more like hey, I'm about to go BRB. Here's an ad. Boop.
Look,
And then
I'm
I
about
go
to be BRB. Here's a BRB screen, and we'll just sit here in silence and listen to some music until I show the fuck back up.
I had that. No, I've had that BRB. I've had that BRB, and I'm like, oh, okay, here's an ad. I don't hit it often, and I don't hit it a lot because whatevs. I look at the way when it started, I was like, okay, hit the button, but then it became like there's no incentive for me to hit this button. Like there's no incentive.
I'm saying, like, for me, there was never an incentive.
Right,
never.
But it's like I'm speaking as me, as somebody who hits these buttons, who hit the button, and I was like, to me.
Wait, can I figure out a way to remove this button? I want to remove. Let me remove this button. I don't even want to see this button.
Yeah, I think you can.
There we go. Like, delete. It's gone.
Remove it.
It is gone.
Right. So
I never look at that screen anyway, but
right, because I'm like, they're playing at, like, say, either way. If somebody clicks on my screen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
continue.
If somebody clicks on my ad, if somebody clicks on my stream, ad plays.
Which I hate that. I wish I could disable that. Look,
I wish I could disable it.
I will actively tell people, so look, if you're gonna watch any of my content, bring an ad blocker with you. So you can block the YouTube ad, you can block the Twitch ad. I don't have ads on MajorLinux.com because why the fuck would I?
Because the whole thing, because
this shit is fucking free.
Yeah.
If you want to support me, there's a Patreon. There is fucking PayPal. There is coffee. Do not give these ad motherfuckers your money.
Right.
I'd rather you have this shit for fucking free.
Right.
So it's one of those things of, it's just like so many layers of this stuff, and the longer we take a look into it, the worse it gets. Because you get, hey, there are people who are doing for free what we are currently making people pay for. But, if we give people the illusion that they're suddenly getting things from us for free, that they're using other extensions for, we can bring them into the fold, edge these people out, double profit off of whatever money they're making. It's just...
capitalism sucks.
Child, the way that I am tired.
Mm-hmm.
Why does it just keep coming back to this? I just want to be happy.
Mm-hmm.
And this gets us into probably something that I would like y'all to have an extended conversation about, but it could literally be an entire episode in change.
Yeah, and I'm also realizing what time it is. So.
Which is, like, I'm not gonna, like, I won't hold you on this.
Oh no, it's fine. I'm just like, look, in interest of anybody else's time.
Right.
We can have, look, I don't mind sitting here till 3:00 in the morning on this same damn stream if we have to, but in interest of other people's time.
Oh yeah.
It's the concept of infrastructure. There's something that I have thought about in terms of just general things in the future. It's something that we've seen. I think there's kind of a growing to it with every major platform, where they're just like, okay, we see these things that people are using from other platforms, and therefore we want to fold this in. And it's the willingness that we have to just go, oh, okay, they made it native to the platform now, with no consideration for, but once it's native to the platform and everybody's adopted it, if they decide that they want to throw that in the trash like 2 days later, like, all of that effort, work, whatever we made or built around it is gone. But also the external places that we used to host these things no longer exist. So things like taking something like, let's say, taking something like Vine and having that turn into Reels, into Spaces, into whatever Facebook features we have, or taking this BTTV extension, folding that into Twitch, or taking this peer-to-peer extension that people were using and folding that into the Twitch tag section, or taking the pronoun extension, which at some point I am pretty sure is going to make its way into this platform, and turning that into a native feature. And it's one of those, I would like to see us talk a little bit about what that trend looks like and how those pros and cons work in terms of what it gives us the power to do or not do.
It's just
What it
fucked
gives us
because I mean, look
what
at
it-
all those small developers who are creating that shit, and they just get erased. Again, Apple is notorious for that
hold on.
shit.
One, erased, and two, like, not. It's one of those. A lot of the people who make these things make them because they're just like, I want to see
Yeah,
people that I care for prosper. They don't get the credit for it. They get no coin.
no,
The company doesn't even like do them the service of being like, we'll just buy out the code that you have. Like, bruh.
or not even that. It's just like it gets reverse engineered and then implemented somewhere else. Again,
Because
like
how quickly did we see like the at or plus mentions from Google and Google Plus and all of that stuff get immediately thrown into Facebook?
I mean, how
It took
quickly did we
0.2
see?
it took
I
it
mean,
took 0.2 seconds.
let's look at Fortnite Battle Royale and PUBG. The Apex
H1
ping,
and H1Z1.
yeah, the Apex ping.
Yeah.
Let's see, the Find My network.
Mm-hmm.
Granted, tile's
Like-
okay. Tile's okay, but again, the Find My network.
But I absolutely want to see us talk about that because that one has been on my mind with all of these things and the trends that we're seeing and seeing platforms like Twitch where they have an audience of people where it's always or most consistently the features that marginalized people ask for. Then when Twitch tells them, well, we don't have to care about that because we don't have business reasons to care about that. It doesn't profit us to care about that. When we go out and do it, then they just take those people and their work and erase the person from their work and just put it native to the platform, and no one ever knows that the reason that things like we got extra pronoun tags is because like marginalized queer people are out here building all of that stuff that Twitch just went, isn't that just nice? Yoink, and pulled it into the platform.
See, that's
Hate
why
it.
we need open source software. I'm just saying.
Mm-hmm.
I would, like that is the, I know that there was, I was kind of like talking around it because I was still trying to formulate the idea, but this is the kind of, that was what I was talking about in the DMs. It's this stuff, and
Yeah.
it's the fear that a lot of people have put in a lot of work to make spaces safe for people that look like me or like you or like Kevin, and then like those people disappear and they're never heard from again because someone has taken their work and just done something with it.
Yeah.
Like God bless the dude that made Web Captioner.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's another topic, but like I said, I'ma behave because also I know what time it is at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like honestly, I know everybody has schedules and stuff, but yeah, like I'm at a point where just streaming video games does not seem very important. Does not seem like a very interesting thing for me to do anymore, and I'd rather just have these conversations had multiple times instead of just on one day.
Like
Because
me,
this shit can be broken down. Like Tygo's bringing up a good point here. Like the thing is, like the whole thing of like having these things and saving them. We never really know when that's gonna happen. And like I would like to think that I can see that slow news week coming, but boy, on Thursday shit will just hit the fan.
yeah,
Um,
because most people like just throw shit at the weekend,
Yeah.
like Thursday and Friday at the weekend, and then hope that a lot of that
But
stuff kind of like filters past
honestly,
the
yeah,
weekend.
honestly, I would like to host more content like this because like again these are very deep issues. Like I don't know, like maybe splitting up tech and gaming and streaming and shit, except
I'm
streaming is
definitely
streaming is just flaky as shit, so like that's a rare thing that might go with gaming, but again it would make more sense. But again, that's talk for future. But yeah, like Tygo, I see you, and
Right.
it's things that again I'm thinking about. I'm sure Kev's thinking about, that Sin's thinking about, the Anka's thinking about. Because yeah, I prefer to do this more than sit and like, again, don't get me wrong, Yakuza's fun, but I prefer to do
Right.
this.
Mm-hmm.
Actually share this knowledge, because there's one, it's not being shared. Two, it's not being shared by people like us.
No.
And I want to do more of it.
Yeah.
I want there to
People
be
like us do
more
not really
than
talk about these kind of
NKBHD.
things.
I want there to be more than just your average consumer, which is sad, because I had a dream that I was friends with your average consumer. And
I
it
can
was a
see that.
dope dream. It was a dope dream.
Like I can really truly see that. Like I can see you
Like
on a
tech
video. I can
dads.
see
It
you.
was tech
I
dads. It was great. It was the best
I
dream.
can definitely see. I can definitely see that Caden playing with Austin.
Yeah, it was
That's
the best.
great.
It was the best
Yeah.
dream, and I was
Right.
I was sad. I was sad I had to wake up from that. Anywho, like these are conversations we're having, because again, like just like these apps, just like all these websites and plugins and shit that we're seeing, they'll fucking go away if we're not still having this conversation. If we're not highlighting these voices, these people
Mm-hmm.
who are making this dope shit. And like, I know,
Right.
like, I may still be in a small little corner, not doing the best. But again, I'd be lying if my like these shows, like my previous podcast I used to do last year, and this show in particular, they do so much better than me playing video games. So it's like, obviously, people want to see this on my channel more than they want to see me play Yakuza, and I want to give it to them so bad.
Right. It's like I want to give what the people want. And that's what
Yes.
the people want. Yeah.
So like, again, that's something we're working. That is something that we are that we're looking at working on. And again, I'm excited. But we do have to end this show eventually.
Yeah.
So yeah, long
Quick,
story short.
quick,
Yes.
very, very quick note about streaming. Like, if you're going, as somebody who's been doing this for a little bit, if you're going in, go in with the premise and the idea that you're doing this all for fun, but then also know that as you progress into it, becoming into the affiliate stage, that most times you might be better off just not taking the affiliate fee and just saying, you know what, I'm here's all my, set the brand and just get the Patreon, get the Patreon, the coffee, and the Cash App, and just present that out to people. And then if people want to help and support you, because people will support you, people will be like, hey, I love you and I want to support you, and here are the ways and reasons. The reason why I became an affiliate is because, yeah, fine, the 50-50 split, did not care, but I'm of the mindset of the West Indian man of being like, hey, you want to give me that 50%, whatever, that's fine. But I'm still gonna be hawking my coffee account. I'm be hawking my coffee, my Patreon, whatever. So whenever y'all decide to get around with my money, don't think that I'm gonna live and die without that $100 that you finna give me 3 months from now.
Right.
I've already eaten good on the coffee. I'm already eating good on the Patreon. I'm already eating on the thing. And people are more apt to give you through other means because they don't like Twitch and they're willing to support you on those platforms, on those other paid platforms. So just have those paying platforms together, when it happens, so that way people can give to you when they give to you, and then just throw them out in non-spammy ways every so often, just once or twice a week. I just throw it out there and be like, hey, whatever. It is what it is out there in the wilderness. But do not do this for the sole thing of money. Do this for the love of the process, the love of the game, and the love of meeting great people. Because if it wasn't for Twitch, I would not have met these fine fellows and the GOAT because of streaming. So I'm on this platform because I stream. I am with these people because I stream. I met so many amazing and awesome people like Dee Dee. I don't know if Dee Dee's here, but I'm gonna say Dee Dee, I Super Dee Dee. I met her through streaming. I met my wonderful, wonderful people through streaming. So if you're worried about streaming or streaming is like, start the process, see how you feel, and go about it, from start to finish. Do not try to make this into a career unless you're ready for the slings and arrows that come from making things a career.
Yeah.
Take this as a hobby that could, quote unquote, possibly pay, and go from there.
And keep in mind, it's one of those. Allow me to also just say here, for the sake of saying,
Yeah.
and dispel any illusions, for our podcast audience, it's not like being a full-time content creator at any point makes this any easier, or in a lot of ways any more rewarding, because it's the self-advocacy and it is honestly freelance work. And I don't know about y'all, but around here I get clocked at a lot, like for a lot more percentage in terms of taxes, for work that I have to advocate with other people and fight them to do, than it does for me to just clock in for somebody else and work from 9 to 6 and then go back home or go back to
Exactly.
bed.
Exactly. So,
But I mean, it's all of that, and trying to be seen and trying to do that in what is in large part a saturated and very competitive space. It's a lot.
a lot. Sometimes
It's a
it's
lot,
like,
and you don't get time off
no,
from doing any of that,
no.
because like, if you whatever you can't outsource, other people have to do it. If you can't hire somebody to edit your videos, you're doing that. If you can't hire somebody to manage your social media, you're doing that. If you can't, like, hire people to, like, manage whatever opportunities you have, look for new ones or any of that stuff out on the market for the kind of content you maker that you're into, you have to do that. And then Twitch just goes, but when you show up to use our platform to make that stuff available to an audience, we're taking part of that money and we're going to tax you on the rest of it. Good luck.
Yep. So that's why y'all only see me here on Thursdays for the most part, because it's the main thing. I mean, again, don't get me wrong, enjoy playing video games, love streaming on this channel, but again, this is the most rewarding part, like being here with these gentlemen, being here with the Go, being here with all of y'all. It just, look, that's what I said. Look, I will gladly break this PC, but it better be back for Thursday. It better be back for Thursday.
And for what it's worth, like, like, if you have the hustle for the stuff that you want to do, then by all means hustle for the stuff that you want to do, but also be aware and knowledgeable about what it is that you're getting into and giving your time and energy to. It's that part that we want you to take away from this, right? If you're doing these things, do them because you want to, and not because you live under any illusion that you're going to hit some point where you make it and it's less work or somehow, like, magically more rewarding.
It's like Captain Lee Shang, and the real work begins. Like the real work begins. But
correct.
Yeah, because, like, so the shortest thing I can definitely tell you is, start the process, enjoy the process, but do not let the process, crush, crush you and your intentions and whatnot. So that was my little addendum to this. So I just kind of want to, because I know it sounds like we talking about it, and but I feel like streaming has become, despite as much as I feel about Twitch, and I have some very strong feelings about Twitch on a regular basis. Damn it. But it is the platform where I stream. I have considered it as just and only the platform that I stream at, and and that's it. That's all, and that's all it will ever be, until I decide I want to continue this whole streaming journey, or I decide I just want to pack up and just play video games, on my own, or play or stream through the Discord, and that's it. Either way, I'm fine. But yeah.
We're moving on to the deals of the week. Of course, this week's free game on Epic Games, Spectrum Retreat. Looks like a welcome about, some puzzles, and a little robot butler. It seems like he's having a tough time with whatever's going on in his head. And on Xbox, the new Games with Gold has been announced. Let's see, gorgeous, another world. What is this? Oh, Planet Alpha. Sorry, Planet Alpha is available for the entire month. Rock of Ages 3, Make and Break. July. Wait. Okay, that actually is one title. I thought there was two titles. Your Rock of Ages Make and Break from July 16th to August 15th. And 2 backwards compatible titles. Rare's OG Xbox game Conquer, Live and Reloaded from the 1st to the 15th. And of course, at the end of the month, the 16th to the 31st, the Midway Arcade Origins Collection will be available.
I think that Live and Reloaded is the Xbox 360 rendition remaster of Conker's Bad Fur Day. So
I think so.
Cool.
Like,
Yeah.
Conker used to be like he was a nice squirrel until they made him edgy, right?
Yeah, he was going on the line of like, yeah, oh, he's a kind, nice squirrel, and they were like, yeah, but that's gonna like feel, I guess it was gonna feel like they might cannibalize with Banjo-Kazooie. So it was like, what if we make him edgy? What if we make Conker an edgelord?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, before edgelords were edgelords, and yeah, Conker's
The
Bad Fur
birth
Day.
of an edgelord.
Mm-hmm.
Whew. Gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
That was an episode.
That was an episode. That was
God.
full and
That was an episode plus a trailer.
I had to take a bathroom break through that one.
Same, me too. I had to like, yo, let me go stretch my legs.
Oh my goodness. Kev, what you got going on this week?
Probably resetting my PC tomorrow. Like, I literally looked up. I'm like, in the midst of it, I'm backing up all the important stuff, and then as soon as we like wrap for the day, I'm gonna like switch over to the stream team stuff, and then back up those. That overlay.
So my question is, if we had regular episodes through June, while you were going through this initially, would you have reinstalled the PC earlier than now?
Probably not. Probably not, because I would have been talking more about it. See, the issue really didn't happen until like last week, until about like early this week anyway.
It seems like it was longer because when I told you to reason, no, I'm not going to do it. It's Microsoft's fault. I was like, I swear this.
It is. It's still Microsoft. It's still Microsoft's fault. It's still Microsoft's fault, and like that's a hill I die on. But it's
I love the fact that you refuse to go the nuclear option like I do. It is like that would solve all of your problems.
I'm going like the technical nuke option where I just nuke around it, but not the whole thing. Like I just drop a tactical nuke strike at that one mountain, and then save everything else around me.
Like you're talking to the person who had to reinstall his M1 Mac twice in like about a month because of a kernel panic. So I'm like, oh my god, just do it. It's not a big deal.
In a month, yeah, because you really haven't gotten everything set up yet. But everything is
I mean after it being set up, and then just like so I forgot to mention that I did have to take my Mac to the Apple Store this week. Apparently there is a kernel panic in the M1 Max when it comes to some storage issue. However, when you run into it, it will tell you, hey, just reinstall Mac OS, but it does an in-place reinstall. So the only issue I have was like it just cost me time.
Right.
But yeah. Windows has that option too. I'm trying to tell you, just reinstall the operating system. We'll leave your files there. You'll be fine.
Yeah,
I do it all the time. Well, no, actually I don't, because normally when I'm reinstalling Windows, it's because I colossally fucked up, or it's just like it's almost like an oil change, except I replaced the entire engine.
Yeah.
Like, nope, let me back up all this shit, unplug hard drives, reinstall it on C, and then unplug everything back in.
Yeah. So that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna I'm probably gonna start fresh early Friday morning, do the whole reset thing on recovery, and then just like see if that does anything, and hopefully it fixes things. But so anyway, I take it back. It's not really a struggle. It's annoyance.
Yeah, it's a
Mild
time
annoyance.
sink. It's a time sink. Like
Right,
you have to spend the time actually doing it. For me,
right,
I love doing it. So it's like, oh, I
right,
get to reinstall an OS today. Hooray!
right. Usually when I like had to reinstall OSs, I was usually getting paid for it. Like I was like client PCs riddled
It's
with
it's a
spyware and
it's a Zen
adware, and
thing
I'm
for
like,
me. It's a
I'd be
Zen
like,
thing.
Mrs. Taylor, you're gonna have to reinstall it. It's gonna cost you $70. Like,
For me, it's a Zen thing. Like I don't mind going into work and like setting up a computer for a faculty member
right.
because it's like I install Ubuntu, then I put the Puppet stuff on there, and then I let Puppet just do its work, and just watching the terminal just do its thing. It's like,
Mhm.
oh, this is free.
Yep.
Like, look, running app update, app upgrade, app install, yum update, DNF update, just like it makes me upset that Windows does not give you a text-based step by step as to what it's doing to boot up your system. Because every time I turn on a Linux system, and just I could see it like, welcome to Ubuntu 18.04, and just like, well, just watch it rain down the screen. It's oh yes, this is yes. And then it boots, and then the Zen moment's over, and then I have to actually do work.
Mm-hmm. But
Wait,
yeah, I
what?
think that's
What is it? Oh, don't give me new commands to try. Now I really want to see what that does.
Don't
mm,
Yeah, it's like from what it looks like, it doesn't look like it's gonna break anything.
don't do it. Yeah. But
Is
yeah,
that so? It's
that's probably
pipe.
gonna be
Okay,
my
okay.
rest of my week, and play Monster Hunter, and when it's finished, play Bug Fables, because I really am looking forward to playing Bug Fables, streaming that too.
Awesome,
I might do that.
awesome. Sid, what's
That's
got
me.
going on this week?
Um, prep for a whole bunch of things. So, projects on Friday, catching up on work on Saturday, not day job work, and then hopefully a relaxing time on Sunday for some games, and I have Monday off from work.
Yes, so do I. I'm so excited.
Cool deal.
I don't know what I'm gonna do with all that free time. That's a lie. I really should catch up on my reading.
Mm.
I'm gonna try to work through this UI design class. That is my big kind of overarching goal for the month, is to get through this design class.
Cool, cool. Let's see. For me, I'm going on vacation.
Hey,
I'm gonna get the show up. Probably spend most of Friday getting it up on the site so that I don't have to think about it any of the weekend. My son's going to my mom's house. My wife and I, we are going to Charlotte to spend our anniversary. Only our anniversary. Nothing but our anniversary. Nothing else is happening this weekend, contrary to popular belief. Contrary to what Candace Owens or whatever anybody else says, there's nothing happening on this weekend at all, except for my wife's and I anniversary, because we celebrated Independence Day on Juneteenth.
Mm-hmm.
So
The only Independence Day I recognize is the day that Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum shot the aliens out of the sky. That's about it. That's all.
Yeah, so we should be back on Monday. Initially, we were supposed to come back on Sunday. I was like, why would I travel back on a holiday? So no. So we extended it out for a day. Back in the office next week. So yeah, no streams except for Thursday. And yeah, we'll eventually maybe see what's going on with Windows 11 in the future. But yeah. It's gonna be nice, chill, just trying to relax. I mean, of course, I got my Landfest meeting on Tuesday, therapy on Wednesday, so ain't gonna be so much relaxing. But you know, I'm gonna try my best. I'm gonna try my best.
Mm-hmm. Good deal.
But that's it. Oh, sorry. Oh, Sin. Yes.
No, that's it.
No. What was that? It seemed like it has
That was
something.
literally, I was about to say, I think that's it. That's
Oh, okay.
all I was going to say.
Sin says that's it.
Yep. All right. Cool. Yep. Sin says that's it. So all right, let's go. Thank you everybody for tuning in to another episode, another long episode of Tech Talk Thursdays. Thank you for all the follows, the bits, the subs, the hosts, the raids. Yo, this has been an amazing show. And again, I love doing these shows. And hopefully we can bring more to you. Again, it seems you like them. Why would I keep that from people?
And hey, if you want to see us talk about things like infrastructure and that kind of, like that little preview, if you want to see us do more of that type of stuff, y'all might want to hop on Major Linux's Twitter and let us know. I don't know if Tech Talk Thursdays in particular has
it does not
an account.
It does
but y'all can tag me or Major Linux or Kevin and let us know, hey, y'all should talk about this next week.
Maybe I can
do that.
Maybe I can, figure out how to use Patreon again. And maybe these can be some Patreon shows. Even though, again, me, I just love giving away shit for free because that's just me. But hey, support does kind of help out that stuff, man. We'll get there. On behalf of the GOAT, Idios Sanak, on behalf of It's Your Boy Kev, on behalf of Sinziak, I am your host, Mark Summers, Major Linux. Thank you all for coming through once again for another episode of Tech Talk Thursdays for July 1st, 2021. Of course, you all could have been anywhere in the world watching any streaming world. You could have been reading tech and gaming news yourself, but you said, no, there is too much Windows 11 news. Yes. And plus, our boy is going viral on Twitter. We should go see what that's about. And I appreciate that. Yes. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And of course, all I've got left to say to you wonderful people is I love you and peace. How?
Wakanda forever.